It is 3:58 a.m. December 11th. I've had a lot on my mind, a lot to talk about. I just woke up actually, um, and I got some stuff ready to show you guys. But the reason why, I woke up like an hour ago and I was really, really thinking about it. I wanted to reflect on Pimps Up, Hose Down. Because I made the review and I didn't really say much. I didn't really give like my opinion on it, or I did, but it's like I didn't give any analysis because there isn't much of an analysis to give. It's like you got to watch it to understand it, you know? Not really, but actually, yeah, no, you can't understand it without seeing all the nuances in the way they act and everything. Personally, I wish I could find a different version of it. Not a director's cut. Like maybe if there's a version without like the narration track and just more like maybe an hour or so more of like the pimps just talking about their lives, I think I would appreciate that more. But I was thinking about what I learned from it because I learned a lot, especially rewatching it. Like I learned a lot when I was a kid, but it was more um, you know intrinsic memories that I got from it. It was I learned how to operate. I learned how to move around and how to move other people around, other stuff around, and things like that. And it played into my character as an individual. But on like a more surface level, like a lesson to be learned from it, I would say there's quite a bit of depth and there's a real moral of the story, which is like there's no room for insecurity in your life. And the only way to overcome insecurity is by tackling it head on. And of course, other people are not going to get the same message out of it that I got. I only got this message because of my particular circumstances that I have going into watching, not the movie, the documentary, but I'll just say the movie. But in any field where there is success to be had, there's no option to run away from your insecurities. You can't stay behind the scenes. Is what I'm trying to say. Is what I'm trying to say. Like in the example of like pimps up, hose down, or any industry really, right? From from people who are not deep in that game, they look at it from the outside and they always see two sides of the industry, which is the streets and like the head honchos that run the streets, right? The top dogs, the pimps, basically. And from the outside looking in to any industry in the world, that's what the normies, that's what the mainstream audience always sees. They don't see all the other layers. They only see these two layers. And you go to any random white dude in the suburbs and you show them what goes on in the streets in Atlanta or whatever, like where I live. And first of all, he's never seen anything like it. It's a whole different world. And that in itself is also a factor because when he starts to see the other layers, at first you'll see only those two layers, the streets and the people who run the streets. But when he starts to dig deeper, he'll notice that before diving deep into it, it was completely invisible, the whole world. And the vast majority of the time you're spending trying to grow, you will only see these two layers of every industry. And if you enter the industry, you'll see three. You'll see three layers, which is the layer that you're on, the layer of everybody below you, and the layer of everybody above you, the buyers and the sellers. You're always buying from somebody and you're always selling from somebody. And there's a layer of you, of people like you, whether it's in real estate and you're an agent or whether you're, a hoe on the streets and you see the pimps above you and you see the people paying for pussy below you. Like you, if you're in the industry, if you're working in the industry, there will always be a layer above you and a layer below you. And that's all you will see. You can't see past that. But know that those layers are there. And what I got out of the movie this time around watching it was that like if I feel bad about what I'm doing, right? Let's say I'm a hoe or I'm a pimp or whatever layer I'm on, if I feel bad about it, if I feel insecure about it, if I feel embarrassed about it, right? And I go like, fuck that. I'm gonna operate behind the scenes, right? Let's say I'm a pimp, and I have my hoes, right? I don't want other pimps, trying to take my hoes and me making enemies with them, and I don't want to accidentally, uh, you know, try to take some of their hoes, the hoes that are loyal to them. I don't want to make any trouble. I don't want to make a noise. I don't want to step on people's toes, right? Let me operate behind the scenes. Let me try to move up a layer and try to, be secretive about it. Well, sucks to suck. That's not how it works. Because hoes choose pimps that aren't afraid. Hoes choose pimps that are willing to step on people's toes, who command respect. And in that way, it's a game that can't last forever. And everybody who goes into it knows that. Everybody who has any wisdom knows nothing lasts forever. Every pimp's empire will eventually fall. You can't keep it up forever. It's just you play the game and you hope that you can get in and get out and experience the journey along the way. Really, it's about who's going to last the longest. So maybe for me, I'd go like, okay, this game is too hot for me, right? Maybe I should forget about pimping these hoes and go up one level and pimp the pimps. Maybe I make them my hoes. Maybe I sell cars. Maybe I sell jewelry. Whatever it is, right? Whatever industry I'm getting into, to, you could say scam, but just convince these people that these things are valuable, right? Because these things don't really have any value. But I just, make them think that it has value. Make them think that they really want these things. Well, one thing you learn from experience as you grow up that most people don't learn until it's too late, the grass is never greener on the other side. It doesn't get easier at a higher level. Once you go to a higher level, it becomes harder, way harder to pimp. You just don't see it from the outside. It's like how the guy in the suburbs doesn't see the hoes in the streets. He doesn't even know who they are. The hoes are easy. That's an easy game. The lower the level, the easier the game, but the more likely you are to fall. The less likely you are to build generational wealth, you know? Like, really think about it for a second. Think about, like, if you really wanted to get into this game, it's so foreign and it's so dangerous and it's so risky. But if you ignore all that, it's actually a very easy game. Like, who do you think has more self worth and confidence? Who do you think could manipulate the other person? Okay? The guy who was like raised by a single mother, who dropped out of high school, uneducated, who managed to go from being broke to making millions through, I don't know, trapping or whatever he ends up doing. And he's respected by his peers and he has people who are willing to die for him. Someone who has like built an empire through their hard work and skills alone, having the worst hand dealt to them by life. That person versus some broad who like got broken down by pimps her entire life. And now she just seeks validation from anyone and will fuck anything that moves and just wants someone to look after her and keep her safe. She asks for permission just to seek validation from petty sources. Think about that. Who has more self worth? Which one of those people, if you put them in the same room, is going to be able to successfully manipulate the other person? Who's going to be harder to pimp? So you don't realize it. You think it's difficult, but you have no idea how easy it is. And you don't realize it, but when it's just dangerous, it's high risk. When you get to a higher level, yeah, it's lower risk. You want to, play within the law. You want to sell fashion or cars or weed or whatever, right? Legally and these kinds of things. You want to get into the like game of stocks and things like that. You want to get into the higher levels, the things that are like less risky. But you won't realize it until you're in there. The guys that you're competing with make the previous pimps look like hoes. Think about it logically. How could that possibly be any less difficult? And anyone on that level, plus one level below, plus one level above, will know about you. And at that point, You may be invisible to the hoes. The hoes may not know, who the fuck the executives at this advertising agency might be, right? But the pimps know who the fuck you are. The people one level below you that you're pimping, that are your hoes, and the people that are one level above you that are pimping you, they all know about you. And you may be invisible to the people on the streets. You may not be causing any problems there. You may be invisible to the cops trying to stop this business. But there's going to be a new set of people, not the police, but people way, way more dangerous trying to take you down. And so the moral of the story is that either you make yourself visible to and demand respect from the people, a level below you and on your level and above you, or fail. That's all there is to it. And the other pimps will take your hose if you don't make that happen. That's how this works. Everyone in this world is either a pimp or a hoe. And if you want to work your way up the levels, it's the complete opposite of what you might think. It's not about, oh, I'm going to go behind the scenes and play it safe and have it easier going to these higher levels. No, it's not safer. It's not easier going to the higher levels. There is no running away from putting your face out there. You have to put yourself out there. People are going to know who you are. If you want to interact with the world, people are going to know who you are. You're going to step on people's toes, and you can't prevent your empire from falling always. Nothing will ever last forever. And by pursuing this path of least resistance, by pursuing this path of I want it easier, you're going to enter a field that's significantly more difficult. Everyone talks about how brutal it is on the streets. Dude, you have no fucking idea how cutthroat the music industry is. The fact that you guys don't even know how many murders go on in the music industry, how like fucked up it actually is actually proof that it's so fucked up that they're able to keep it under wraps. That they're able to successfully do that just by how many people are in the industry. It's like a real conspiracy. That's just how this works. That's how the game works. That's how the world works. That's the truth of the world. It's pimps up, hoes down. That is the truth of the world. And if you're a real pimp, if you're a real one, you can make it in any game. You can make it in any game or die trying. Because your word and your charisma and your character and all these things should play into your character. You should be able to make it in any game, no matter the level. And I always see people, when I'm moving up levels, I always see people like so scared to do like the dirty work on the ground floor. Buddy, that's the easiest job there is. That's literally the easiest one. And the game has changed. Nowadays, the motherfuckers with like astrology websites pimp more hoes than any street pimp out there. Back then, like, dudes used to like see bitches fighting over men and they would break it up and go like, hoes will be hoes, business as usual. But growing up for me, born in the year 2000, dude, I've seen bitches fight over hot Cheetos more than fight over dudes. All right, the game has changed. The whole world has changed. Planned Parenthood is literally one of the biggest pimps in the world, and it's all legal. Most forms of pimping are actually completely legal, because when something is legal, that doesn't make it, immoral or whatever. There's no boundary. There's no overlap there. There's no this corresponds to this. Something being illegal is literally just the biggest pimp in the world saying they don't want this happening. They don't want people playing these games. That's all it is. Back when I was in high school, these motherfuckers would like bring like perks and pills and all that kind of shit into school, into my car and shit like that. This shit has infected people's minds. This shit has made people zombies. It's made people slaves. In the same way that a smooth talking pimp can get into the mind of a hoe and manipulate a hoe, it's all the same shit. Everyone is either a pimp or a hoe. And everyone is actually both. if you want to look at it more nuanced. Everyone will be both in some way. There's no shame in that because everyone will be that. And if you've been through enough shit in life, you'll realize that if you want to take it a step further, everyone on planet Earth is a hoe, but only a few people will ever be able to rise through the ranks and become a pimp at some point in their life. And also that nothing lasts forever. These are the morals of the story. Because in the end, it all falls down. There's no difference between, you know, the pimp game you think about when you hear the words pimp game and the fucking pharmaceutical industry and shit, you know? The only difference is like and all these industries, they're all the same. The oil industry, the food, video games, like literally they're all like this. The only differences between all of these like morally right versus morally wrong industries, the only difference is that the pimps running the ones that people consider to be morally right are just better at convincing the whole world that they're morally right. That's literally the only difference. The only difference is that they won, is that they beat the other games. They took their money, they took their business. That's all there is to it. And the masses are so stupid when combined that they base whatever they consider right and wrong by listening to whoever slaughtered everyone else call them wrong. You know, being a doctor and a lawyer and all that shit and sports and entertainment and politics and religion, it's all the same. It's all the same game. It's all pimps up, hoes down. Some people hate the players, some people hate the game. Personally, I don't see the difference. And over time, I've learned to love the players and love the game. And I'll never forget like what I learned from Pimps Up Hoes Down. I think it's so valuable, and I think if I watch it again, I'd learn whole new different lessons. If I were to watch it in a different time in my life, if I watch it 5 years from now, I'd learn something totally different that I never got out of it the first 2 times I watched it. It's a brilliant, brilliant movie, and it's a documentary, and it's a deep insight into the lives of people who are really out here doing shit, making shit happen in this high risk, high reward situation. Because what other choice did they have? Every experience in their life led them to those points, to do those things. For someone to say, "Oh, you're wrong for doing this," I guarantee you, anybody who would ever say that is doing far more fucked up shit by even their own standard in their own lives, but they just don't ever think about it. But yeah, there's no room for insecurity. There's no room for, okay, I want to have it easier. No, there's no such thing as praying for an easier life. If you're like a female in America, like growing up in like a good neighborhood with rich parents, then sure, maybe you can ask for an easier life and maybe it'll actually work out for you and you can live on easy mode until you die. But for people like me, people who resonate with this, living on easy mode doesn't exist. The only way out of the situation, the only way to make things better is to become stronger and to be able to step on people's toes and have the confidence and strength and competence and charisma and capital and cunningness and all these things to deal with it, and come out on top. There's nothing else to do. Like it paints a very clear picture. Like how do you go about making it up in the industry? There's nothing else to do. There's only one path ahead. Like what else is why distract yourself with all this other bullshit, going out partying, doing all this other shit? There's only one thing to do. You want to make it up? You're going to be sent downwards if you don't realize what makes it up. Pimps up, hoes down. It's beautiful. It's beautiful and it's poetic. And man, I'm really thankful for that. Holy shit, my gain. I don't get why. Okay, I'm gonna do this to manually adjust my gain because I don't know why the fucking Elgato Wave mic changes gain every time I restart my computer. It changes its gain amount, and I think that's so fucking stupid, and I don't know why it does that. Man, whatever. I just don't understand why people like make software that's limited in its capacity. Why can I not, you know, in software, in microphone, it's converting a signal. It has a chip inside of it. Why can't it just remember the audio setting that I had? Whatever. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. Let's see. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, I went to Lennox. Didn't make any connections this time. First time that's ever happened, but yep. I'm always be honest about it. That happened. And I'm also I'm done trying to help Nair. Like I'm not done trying to help Nair, but for the time being I'm done trying to help Nair. Like if he can't help himself, no one can. It's just that simple. I don't really have anything like particular to talk about other than this stuff that I have in the background. Okay, so I said I was gonna go over some stuff, and I'm gonna go over a lot of it right now. Um, I found all this stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that I have yet to show that I'm not gonna show today, but I will show one day. And I'm just clearing out my stuff. I'm trying to be a bit more minimal about things, only keep the things on me that I use on a regular basis and, you know, not hoard so much. You'll see today. I used to hoard a lot. I used to hoard a lot of stuff. But I found a lot of stuff in the school stories in particular. There's a lot of stuff here, which let me turn my gain up a little bit actually. Slightly. Okay. So here's some stuff from school. Actually, let me see if I hold on. Damn, I have some pictures actually. Let me pull this up. Okay. So first off, before I talk about anything with school, damn, I've talked a ton about school, but I think this is literally like gonna be the last major stream that I ever talk about school. I talked about high school, then I talked about elementary, then middle, and then college. But I've yet to talk about the tutoring that I did. My parents were always really big on like education in general, my whole life, and not like traditional education, right? Even when I started making more money than like, you know, the teachers themselves and things like that, they still wanted me to go to school and go to college and get a degree. I think that was like, their life's dream was to see their kids graduate from college. Because that's the culture in India, People in India go, okay, let's move to America and we can raise kids there and they can go to college. And, the whole, people don't realize this, dude. People don't realize this. They say that, all this stuff is like college and all this stuff is like a scam, it's just a business. Yeah, you want to know who the one of the primary demographics that they market to are? Third world countries. They go come to college in America, graduate from college, and that's a guaranteed, successful life. And they market this as like the savior of humanity. And so, my parents both grew up their whole lives in India being told repeatedly over and over and over again, the same way kids in America are told, but even to a stronger degree, that graduating from a college in the United States is the best course of action on how to have a successful life. And so, yeah, my parents were always super into academics. They put us into, preschool when we were like 2 and 3, up until like pre-K, and we did kindergarten, pre-K, and kindergarten, all this stuff, and like we were doing all stuff and tutoring along with these things from a very very young age, up until when we were like adults. Like the tutoring did not stop. It never stopped throughout our entire lives. We were always doing tutoring, no matter how many times we like pushed against it. And there were a myriad of tutors who would like come over to our house really early on. But the first tutor I remember the name of was Zain Atawala. And this dude, he was Ismaili. That's crazy looking back at it now. Because Nair used to work at Zain Atawala. Literally, he was charging $20 an hour per kid. And it started out small. It started out like, you know, me, Farhaz, and like 5 other people, right? But over time, there would be like 25, 30 kids in one room, you know? And let me do the numbers real quick. So let's say he's doing $20 an hour times 30. That's $600. And he's tutoring for, I'd say like 4 hours a day. Um, every single day, 5 days a week. So that's times 5. He was earning $12,000 a week tutoring. And he was like some fucking like high school kid or college kid or whatever. That's how much he was earning. And that's crazy because there's so much potential, money earning potential if you're in like a small, immigrant community or religious community and you have a good reputation for tutoring. It's so easy to earn an insane amount of money really, really early on. And now there's like this place called My Eye Lab, and all these people like get there, and he has like 10, 15 of these franchises, and they're like eye doctor places, and they sell glasses and contact lenses and all that stuff, and you go there to do eye checkups and stuff. And he's like the owner of this entire franchise or whatever. And Nair actually used to work there doing accounting for one of the stores. This dude Zain Atawala is mad successful, and he used to tutor us, which is a really weird coincidence. I've noticed everybody who tutors people, who gets the experience of tutoring, not teaching but tutoring, there's like a huge proponent of successful people that do it. Like I just found out yesterday, Taylor Swift used to tutor kids and things like that. And I somewhat tutor kids a little bit, but I never really got into it, you know? Anybody that I know that was really out here tutoring a lot was crazy successful later on in their life. Maybe that's what like should actually be marketed here. Instead of going to college, tutor kids around you. But man, this guy was ridiculous. He was making so much money, and I thought, $20 an hour. It never occurred to me. I was like 8 or 9 years old at the time. This dude was making hella bank, and I didn't even know that like, when this other fat dude was like, "Oh, I'll charge $200 a month." I thought that was a lot of money because I heard $200, but dude, that was nothing. And then this shit, I forgot her name. It started with an A. I think it was like Miss Anita or something like that. Anita. Miss Anita, that's what it was. No, that's not what it was. She was charging $250 per month per kid. And she basically did nothing. You would go there and do your homework. But that's how all these tutoring places were. You'd go there and do your homework. Until you got to like SAT tutoring or like an actual institution for it. Then they actually taught you. But other than that, all you would do is go there and do your homework. And, she had like a bunch of TV screens in there and things like that. And she would do SAT tutoring, but that was like in her basement in her house, 3-story house. It was like a super nice basement that she had. And I would sometimes go down there and, talk to the high schoolers. Like, I remember one time, sometimes you had to go down there because there was no space on the top two floors. Dude, it was huge. It was huge. Like, she ran a fucking mega tutoring operation, and she was also a smiley, I believe. I remember down there was like a U-shaped table that I sat on next to the other high school kids. It was like three cafeteria tables, like all put together in like a U. And at this point, like I was I was good at math. I already explained that in the middle school story, which I'll leave in the description. But yeah, at this point, I was starting to lose my passion. But one of these people, I talked about it in my high school story. This dude Samed, and this dude Nick on the bus. We had like a little thing going on for like a week, where it'd be like, oh really, who can learn the most digits of pi? And so I learned like 60 digits, and at the time I think I only knew like 40 or 50 or something like that. And I was down there, and I was talking to one of the high school, like the girls, and I always like she was next to me, and I'm like, oh here I could say the digits of pi, and she's like, okay, say it, and I wrote it and then I read it to her as she was reading it, and she didn't show me, and she was like, in that moment I'll never forget that everyone was like silent, and because they were all hearing me do it, everybody was like going silent, and the moment I said the final thing, she like put the paper down, she like slammed down, she's like, this kid can accomplish the world. That shit was crazy. She was super hot, dude. But I mean, like, I was in like, when you're in like fourth or fifth grade, every 10th grader is hot, okay? It doesn't matter how they look. But yeah, the feeling I got from that was amazing and next level. It wasn't like the feelings I got from when I was younger, but you know, compliments when the younger you are hit way, way, way harder. You could really change someone's life with a single compliment when they're like 10 years old, you know? But I got a lot of tutoring stories actually, because I used to go to this place called Score, I think it was, or whatever. I remember being super fun. We just played games all day, and Faraz was so much faster than me. In like the progression, there was like a progression thing on the wall. They'd put your names on there, and that really pissed me off. And then give us like magnets and stuff to put on our fridges. That shit was so fun, dude. I miss Score. That was so fun. And then I went to Kumon, and that sucked. I went to a thing before, in between Score and Kumon. There was one thing I went to, and that sucked. But it was still fun compared to Kumon, dude. Kumon was hell. And I went to like five or so different Kumon locations through over the years. And I went to this place called Aloha, which I'll give a hot take for people, a lot of Asian people. Dude, you go to Kumon and Aluma, and it's almost all Asian people. So, because the culture, because these colleges will market to them. They'll market this dream in their movies and in their music. They'll market this dream to them. And so, if you can relate, and you've been and you know about Aluma and Kumon, particularly if you're Indian, you know about Aloha. Here's a little hot take I have, which is Aloha is worse than Kumon, because in Kumon you can kind of slack off, and like these like minimum wage kids who grade your papers, they don't have the mental bandwidth to make you work if you rebel. But Aloha, they really try to teach you. They try to get you to learn the abacus and all that shit. They rely on results, actually. So they'll force you to learn all the useless information so that they can tell your parents that you learned it. And, now you filled your head with more useless information, and you have less space for the shit that actually matters. But the main place I went to was C2. And a lot of you guys might know the place. There's another place called like Sylvian or whatever, so whatever, it started with a S, but like Slytherin or some shit. But C2 was the place that I spent most of my time in. Um, their logo sucks. It looks like an apple. Well, I mean, it did for like the first 400 times I saw it. They plaster that logo everywhere, dude. And see, the C2 experience when you go is really a hit or miss, depending on the tutor that you had that day. Um, and this is the case with a lot of these institutions that are too big to actually pay attention to what they're teaching you, where they get some college student who had a good SAT score, and they'll go, okay, you teach the kids however you want, and occasionally we'll walk around, so that way you get scared and you feel like um, you don't want to slack off, otherwise we'll call you out. But really, it's nothing. It's an empty threat. Um, but yeah, and they only hire these college students for like a year or 2 years at most. So you know that way they don't pick up on the actual culture of the place, and they don't realize that you actually can slack off. But the teachers sometimes they'll make you do work. Sometimes it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. But a lot of kids started going to C2 very young, like in elementary school. A couple Asian kids too, if they have like older siblings in there, or if you know the people that work at C2, they just want their kids to go there for like daycare basically. I started in sixth grade. It was the first year of middle school, and this is weird because there is a curriculum for little kids that they have, but the like 95% of all their resources are devoted to SAT practice. There was hardly any curriculum for me. Um, and they had like worksheets and things like that occasionally. But the thing is, Faraz would go for SAT practice. So my parents thought like, hey, why not just send Afraaz along with them? Because whenever we had tutors, they would tutor both of us and they would cater their lessons for our grade levels. But the problem is for a place that's entirely devoted for SAT practice, but that also will take your money if you want to send your little kids there, it's not a good idea to all send the little kids there. But you know, I had been going to the same tutoring place with Furhaz my entire life up until that point. So, and I didn't go as often. I went on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 hours a day. Furhaz also went on Saturdays and things like that, and he went for longer. And schedules changed a lot throughout the years, Mondays and Wednesdays, and sometimes there were like Fridays and things like that. But the old C2 location was like 20 minutes away from us, and that one was a bit chiller because I was younger and they didn't make me do as much stuff. Faroes would drive that old 2005 Lexus ES330 that became my car, my first car, the hand me down. Distinct memories of listening to Jay Z and Frank Ocean, Holy Grail, and shit like that. Listening to Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar and Al Farrow and that sort of by Travis Scott and those kinds of things. I remember when I first heard Upper Echelon for the first time, I was like half asleep. I never heard anything like that in my life. I mean, I heard things like that, but in like memes, I never heard someone take it to its like full extent. Like that's MLG culture right there, taken to its extreme and actually done well. Someone made it an unironic good song. That was crazy. That was when I was like, damn, Travis Scott, who the fuck is this? Anyways, they made a new location closer to us, and it's by like this Kroger on Sugarloaf Parkway in Duluth, Georgia. And now it's not there anymore. Now it's gone. Now it's something else. Now it's like a fucking CBD store or something. And I remember when I started going, it was like the whole area was totally different. There wasn't that Brazilian wax place next to it. They started building it, started constructing it as I was going. And I remember a lot of cool people in the beginning. Like Mr. Herschel was really cool. He was the new guy at the time. And now all these tutors basically don't care about like the job at all. All they did was get a good score on the SAT, you know, go like, okay, I want some part time income to earn some extra cash while I'm in college. That's all they're doing. And now this shit, dude, this guy was earning like $15 an hour, is my best guess. However, the students paid 40 to $55 an hour depending on how many hours you bought there. Like if you bought hours in bulk, I'm going to buy 400 hours in bulk, you would get a discount. But the lowest it would go to would be like $38 or something like that. And my parents, dude, they bought me so many hours, dude. So many hours, like a record number of C2. I'm sure they probably have me in their fucking records. Like the executives probably have me in their records of like, oh, our highest paying customer of all time, this one random kid. And dude, I'm thinking about it like, imagine what we could have done with all that money. Just imagine. We literally spent tens of thousands of dollars on tutoring in this one particular place. Like my parents spent people's entire college tuitions on a middle schooler getting tutored by people who don't care about their jobs and then quits. So every time I ever formed a connection with any of these tutors, they would just leave because they like, what the fuck business do they have over there, right? They hate that job. Who the fuck wants to do tutor people on SAT practice, teaching them useless information that they're not going to need for the rest of their lives? I remember there was this one Asian dude named John. He wanted to be a pilot. Like he had real aspirations. I remember this one other Asian dude named Andrew, and he was a fucking loser. And he was all academic, and he stayed there for so long. And I pissed him off so much because I never tried. And nobody liked him. Nobody liked him. I remember this weeb girl. She was like fucking 400 pounds, and she would go out and like cosplay and shit like that. And she was pretty cool though. We had a lot of laughs. And sometimes I would bully her because she's a weeb, but or because she had an English degree, which is like totally useless. She was pretty smart though. She picked up on the fact that like if you want to get me to do something, just tell me stories. And she would tell me all kinds of stories. She would like the story of Oedipus. Oh, that was hilarious because it wasn't in the movie format. So when she said it out loud, like the way she remembered it, we were just laughing our asses off as to how like funny it actually was. She told me a lot of dark stories, and the dark stories were really, really funny because of the way she would say them. I really liked them. Like she told me this one story about this dude who like got on a sled and like tried to slide down a mountain into a tree to like kill himself, but instead he just crippled himself for life and made things so much worse for himself. And he couldn't speak, so he couldn't tell anyone to like end his suffering. That one was really dark, but it was also really funny. And she also gave me the adjective Afraazali because my full name is Afraaz Ali, Afraaz space Ali. That's my full name. So she combined it and made it Afraazily because adjectives end in ly. So she said Afraazali is your adjective. It's the adjective for me. So, for example, if you do work and not try and put it off as much as you possibly can and, you know, make jokes and still manage to pass in the class, you're working very Afrazali. And that was her example that she used for me. There was one other cool English teacher who walked weird. She was only there for a month, or something like that. Like one of her legs was like a cane kind of or something. I don't know. I don't remember these names, dude. I'm bad with names. However, I remember Katie. Sorry, Miss Katie, which they would Miss Katie, but I would still call her Katie. She was so cool, dude. She was the coolest one. She was one of those girls who was like, she broke out the Matrix, and she was like one like you feel like they're really close to your age, you know. Even though I was like in like seventh grade and she was like in college, she was super immature, and she would always bring me candy to keep me awake. And I learned a lot about like the human body by like even the thought of sugar would, you know, I'd be falling asleep. I'd literally be in the process of falling asleep, and the thought of sugar would wake me up. So it was super interesting. It was like a little science experiment I got to do on myself. And she got these like like cat sticky notes. You couldn't even write on them because they were all like colored. So it was like totally useless. And she would just like stick them around the building. They were like little ninjas. And I'm not even joking, dude. Those stayed up there for like 3 years. In fact, if they didn't convert the place into like a CBD place, they'd probably still be there. And we talked hella, dude. And yeah, she was hot. You guys know people like that. You guys all have seen girls like that, you know? Even sometimes those like really young high school teachers, like Katie was super cool. She was definitely my favorite tutor of all time that I've ever had in all my tutoring stuff. And she got in a lot of trouble too. And man, let me tell you about getting in trouble. So the director, Miss Han, aka Miss Monica, aka Miss Monica Han, which people would call her all these three different names like interchangeably. Holy fuck, dude, she was the stereotypical, like she spent the whole day, every single day, like patrolling the place, making sure everyone was quiet and working. I fucking hated her, dude. She would like check people's school grades and, meet with them and plan SAT practice. And by all corporate measures, by all corporate measures, if you were an executive for this company, she was a great director for you. She ran the business well. She made it profitable. But for us, she was the devil. She never let us have any fun. It was so annoying. Even the tutors were scared of her. I remember Katie would literally keep watch. Miss Katie, I'm gonna call her Katie. And whenever she saw Miss Monica coming our way, she'd be like, it's Monica, act like you're working, act like you're working." And I was a bad actor though. I think she saw through the act. And I started to go there in the first year of middle school, and I stopped going there literally after I was done with high school. Even after high school. Well, I mean, not really after. We still had hours left. To be fair, I wasn't supposed to be done with high school. I got kicked out. We had bought enough hours for me to, go through there up until like, the last 2 months of high school. But because we had paid for the hours, I still had to go because apparently you couldn't refund the hours, which I think is fucking bullshit. But there was no reason for me to go there. And even still to this day, I stand by this. My parents told me, like, oh, when you grow up, you'll thank us for this. Well, I'm grown. It's been 5 years. And I realize now that I was right all along. Not completely right, but I was still more right than wrong. C2 was a massive waste of time and money. And my parents wasted the most of it. Like, I was a C2 veteran. That's what people called me. Because after a certain point, some people would stay there for a long time. Some people would stay there for a little amount of time. People who were smart would come, realize how shit it is, and then leave. But me and a few other students would outlast the tutors, because the tutors, they'd come and go, and some of them would stay for longer, like Mr. Andrew, who was the math guy. Remembering his name now. Did I mention it earlier? But yeah, he was that fucking loser that I said who was like good at math, but everyone fucking hated him. And every set of tutors that would come would represent like an era of the place, right? Like the second to last era of the place was with the Weeb and with Katie being there at the same time, and that was the best era of C2. Um, but at a certain point, enough eras had gone by where literally every single person in that C2 had stopped coming to C2. Faraz was a C2 veteran. Bro, I was like the fucking overseer. I was the watcher of C2 from beginning to end. I had not only lasted longer than every tutor, I had lasted longer than every student up until that point, and the person that worked at the counter, and even the fucking director. I went to C2 while there were three different directors. Miss Monica Han was the first one. She'd been there the longest while I was there. Then she quit or retired or whatever, and there was another one, and I stayed for her entire stay, and then there was another one. From the time I started up until the time I was 17, there wasn't a single person in that entire building. The security, there wasn't a single person in the entire building, in the entire organization who had lasted there as long as I had. I lasted longer than the fucking building. So yeah, even Miss Monica's like 10-year-old kid who had gone there from like the earliest time that I was going there up until like very, very near the end, he was going to be the real veteran. He wasn't even going there anymore after Miss Monica left. Not even one. It isn't even veteran at that point, because a veteran is someone who's like been around so long that they can have some. No, it's like I was the oldest person in the world compared to the veterans. Like literally every single human being on earth who had ever been born before me would all be dead. And that was like the analogy. Like it's crazy to think about. Like it was really profound looking in the situation and being like, why the fuck have I wasted all of this time? Why would my parents do this to me? But yeah, completely new set. I was completely alone. And it was like invincible, you know? It gets lonely when you know you're going to outlast everyone there. And over time, everyone around you just keeps coming and going and coming and going. You're the only one that stays. God fucking damn it, dude. That's what happens when you get parents who are smart enough to be incredibly rich and pay for these things, but not smart enough to realize how much of a scam these things actually are. It's a brutal combination to have. And if you have anywhere near that combination, you're going to be put through a hell of a time in tutoring, and your parents are not going to let off. No matter how much you tell your parents, it's such a fucking waste. Stop doing this. Stop wasting your time and money and my time, and not my money, but my time with all this bullshit. It doesn't matter how much you do it, they're going to push you to do it. They're going to push you. And only when you turn 18 and you can legally run away from home and get your own place will they finally, you know, and they won't let off the gas. Literally, my mom still tells me to this day, I'm 22. I'm about to be 23. I should basically, you know, college is out of the picture for me. And she's still like, please go to college, please go to college. Even if you do one class a year and you graduate in 10 years, please go to college. She still tells me that. She's still in this mindset. She still has that, like, the idea of college being this, like, you know, grand, holy thing is still has like a chokehold over her entire mind state. But yeah, I remember on the last day, um, I asked for the paper of all the tutors that I had because I knew that, like, if I ever did something like this where I recap my memories, I would be able to remember like the tutors, and it would jog my memory and I'd be able to remember any of them. I didn't get a paper. I got a stack. There were like a dozen names on every page, and I looked through it and I didn't recognize any of them. And that was the one moment in my life where I felt like being bad with names was a detriment. I never felt like it was a weakness or even a bad thing, except for in that one moment. But yeah, near the end, I got a bit more freedom. I would get to, sit around wherever I wanted, and I would sit in the places in the little cubicles where there were no teachers and things like no tutors and stuff, and I would leave the place early and go get ice cream from Kroger, where the other Katie, um, or not the other Katie, the Kate from school, who I mentioned in the high school story, where she worked at and things like that. But yeah, that was that was C2. There were highs and there were lows, and I remember every little square inch of the place. You know, when you go to a place for that long, and you remember where all the little like thumbtacks on the floor are and everything. And yeah, near the end, we actually did. My family referred Nair's family so that we can get free hours. You know, we can get a discount on some hours, and Miss Monica knew immediately by looking at both of us. She was very experienced. She was old. She was like, if like the owners of the company of C2 probably loved her, dude, because she was really like on point. She clocked in and got to work every single fucking day, making these kids have a miserable time. And she could tell from past experience that like both me and Nair in the same class, that was gonna be a mess. And the schedule kind of, fell through the cracks in the beginning, where early on, after like two sessions that he did, um, we went there and we looked, and we actually had the same tutor one day for one session. And like 2 minutes in of the thing, of us like cracking jokes and stuff, Miss Monica came in and was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up," and just noped us out of there and put me in a different tutor for that day. But yeah, later on, something was like in the system, was like in like however they managed the schedule, it was in the rules of the system for like me and Nair cannot end up in the same session. Like that was part of the thing, and we never did. We never did end up in the same session ever again. Those 2 minutes though, those 2 minutes of glory, that was fun, and that was just one of those days where Miss Monica was just a little bit less active. She just slipped up, you know. But those kinds of days weren't recurring, and she never made that same mistake again, in any regard to letting off the gas and being strict on us, me and her. And I also tutored kids as well, not in C2, but like here and there, starting from the time I was like 10 up until when I was like 17. But I didn't make anything out of it, but I still did it, and I was good at it, and I was better than any tutor I ever had, except for maybe Katie for some people. Um, I don't think I was as good of a tutor to some of the people that I was the worst tutor for as much as Katie was for me. Um, but for every other tutor I've ever had, I'll bet on it, dude. Like I can teach good, and that's why I have no respect for people like Miss Monica and all these people who who don't care about the kids and just care about their fucking stupid ass ideology of learning has to be boring, and you should make the kids have a fucking miserable time and suppress them from any sort of urge to have fun. Everyone close to me who's ever seen me tutor knows I'm damn good at it. I have the energy. I've never ever gotten tired or burnt out of tutoring, no matter how long it's taken. I've genuinely been able to teach people who they say, oh, this person just sucks at this thing. They just can't learn it. I was able to teach them. And I was able to teach them faster than they were able to learn it in school. And I actually enjoyed it. And when I look at people like Zayn Atawala, I think back like, why did anyone give money to this guy? Why did this dude just sit around, do nothing, while everyone does their homework, and he makes hella bank? First of all, are you not bored? Why don't you actually tutor us? And then I look at the parents and I'm like, how could you be so stupid to send your kids to Zayn Atawala? All he did was get rich off of you guys wasting your time and money, and now look what he does. Just getting richer and richer and richer off of bad labor. He doesn't deserve any of this. He just took advantage of you guys, and you guys fell for it. And even me, as a child, could see through that bullshit. But yeah, I can tutor. I can tutor math really good, really fast. I really enjoy tutoring science because there's a lot of science that school doesn't teach. Um, Sometimes I would teach kids like okay, like occasional things in coding and how to get good at games and sports, and I would teach them like the history of like these video games, things like that, and uh, how the world works and how adults lie to kids and what they actually do, and like the R-rated version of history that history class is too scared to teach people about, and like the world of music. And I play video games with them and teach them about cars and teach them about, how to build a combustion engine and teach them about money and how to be moderate when indulging in pleasures that they're going to encounter when they're older. And I was genuinely a good teacher. I was genuinely a good teacher. Like people who have read Onizuka, Great Teacher Onizuka, which is one of the most legendary manga of all time, tell me that I'm just like that teacher. But I've never watched it or read it. I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm not emotionally equipped to deal with that just yet. People have told me I should also watch Quintessential Quintuplets, which I watched a few minutes of the first episode and I realized what it's going to be. It's a harem where the dude who is tutoring the girls ends up having romantic relationships with the people that he's tutoring. And sorry to say, not sorry actually, I'm not watching that shit. I'm not watching that shit. That goes against like everything that I stand for with teaching. As a teacher, it's not your job to form a relationship. It's your job. It's self-sacrifice is what teaching is. It's like it's the, with friends you find a balance. Like, okay, do I push my friend to get his shit together and strive for greatness the same way I'm trying to with Nair? Or do I value the friendship and do I let go, let off the gas when I know I could push him to do better with his own life? And, you know, for like absolute, best friends that you truly care about, for like family, you push them, you know? You don't you don't value the feel good of the friendship over the the potential of their lives. You don't let them live with regrets in the future, right? And that's what you do as a teacher. The only reason why teachers exist in the first place is because parents are too fucking lazy to do their jobs. That's the reason why. That's the whole reason why school exists in the first place. Because parents are like, no, I want all these things so I can, keep pretending to be a kid and all this shit when they should really step up to the fucking plate and have some responsibility and be a fucking parent and teach their kids. Because I'll tell you this, dude, if I'm a parent and I want my kids to learn something, I don't care if I know nothing about it. I'm gonna become a fucking expert on it. I'm gonna push myself to become the fucking world leader voice on that subject just to teach my kid that. And the fact that these other parents don't see it the same way, the fact that they're so fucking lazy and they want to still act like kids, it's so immature. It's so immature and pathetic. And I don't know what it speaks to, but it speaks to something. But yeah, I have a lot of strong opinions about tutoring. I never liked the idea of, keeping kids safe from the outside world and sheltering them and not letting them explore. It's whatever though. I had my fun, and especially that one day when I tutored Serena, my cousin. Holy shit. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, I think a lot of the pictures that I have actually are, and the videos that I have are lost to time. A lot of the kids that I would tutor were literally like I would tutor them for a bit. They'd love it. They'd learn a lot, and the parents would go like, "Oh my god, this is great. They're doing so good in school now." And then like a month would go by, and they'd be like, "Bro, why are you teaching them the fact that like their parents grew up in India and they probably smoked cigarettes and did drugs and all these things?" And I'm like, "They need to know. You don't teach them now when you can teach them the dangers of these things. They're gonna grow up and not know anything about it, and they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna follow in your footsteps. You don't want them to follow in your footsteps? Teach them." And then I would piss a lot of the parents off and they'd take their kids out. And that's why I never made anything of it, because I was never a fucking loser, pathetic tutor like Zain Atawala, who would just sit there and just pretend to do work and pretend to tutor kids. No, I was an actual teacher. I was an actual teacher. And I taught better than the teachers in school. And that's why these parents wouldn't let their kids stay with me, because they were scared. And you know what? Fuck them. I do have some things though. I have this. Look, let me open my folder here. Check this out. This is from C2. This is the cubicles. Is there a ninja on here? Anywhere? I'm trying to look. But yeah, I remember these things, and there might be a ninja on her hair. Is that a ninja? I think that is. I think that is. I think that's a ninja. So it was like the sticky note was like vertical like this. There was a face on top with like white and then black. And there were different colors. You know, there was like some black on white ones which she could actually write on, but there were very few, and she didn't realize that until she after she brought it, and she's like, "Wait, I can't fucking write on these." But yeah, this was it. This was I just took a picture. This was near the end actually. I don't remember who this kid was, but it was fun. It was fun hanging out with him. Um, this was Katie. She'd bring candy all the fucking time. Wait. Let me put on my headphones. I want to hear what she said. Hold up. Here.
No, don't draw on the wall.
Oh yeah, this is that same teacher that from right here. From right here. This is the same one. Where she's like, no, don't draw on the walls. And I was convincing this kid, I was telling him, let the intrusive thoughts win. Draw on the walls. That's my bag. This is my C2 bag. Here.
No, don't draw on the wall. Not funny.
I did have a few funny moments there. I did have a bit of a good time. Oh yeah. Wait. Let me see if I can find the ninja monkey. There it is. There it is. There it is. Wait. Oh fuck. How do I zoom in? Okay. Tools. Why don't I just fucking Google it? Everybody talks about VLC online. How to zoom in on video VLC. Okay. Media. Playback. It's an interactive zoom, but I don't know where that is. Video. Zoom. I don't want to do this. Video effects. Geometry, that's where it is. Interactive zoom. Look at that. So that right there is the ninja monkey, like I mentioned. There it is. There it goes. How do I... All right. There was another... So this was one of the math dudes. Of course, he's an Asian guy. And we also put a ninja monkey in her hair. And we hit it really well. That was Miss Katie's desk right there. She moved around a bit, but that was where it was for the most part. But, ooh, I have this. That's how I used to look. I was sitting at the teacher's desk. Yep. That's pretty much all I got from C2. Do I have anything from Kumon though? Let me check. Let's see. Nothing. Oh, I did used to also get tutoring at what's it called? Global Mall. But damn. I guess that's it for the tutoring. Let me get back to, oh, wait. Okay, let me get back to this. Okay, so that was a lot. I don't want to. I didn't want this to be like a story time thing. I just wanted to show these off. So this is from Score, and my name is still on it. Afraaz. And it's a fridge magnet. And we had a lot of these and we bent them and broke them and stuff. But this is one of the ones where it's like, you know, there's like the running one and the cycling one. And there's like different things where it's like as you progress on the wall, they had like a snake thing and not like snake thing, but like a path. And they're like, oh, this person did these things. We're going to put them over here. And it felt so good. We'd all sit down in like a circle and our parents would come and our parents realized like, oh, they're having fun here. And that means they must not be doing the education that they told us about back in India. So we have to get them out of here and put them in Kumon or something like that, or Global Mall. And this is, look at this, Kumon Cosmic Club. Space fact: Cos- comets are lumps of dirty ice. Dirty ice? Dude, that's a sick way to put it. That's like, dirty Sprite, dirty ice. I mean, sure, dirty ice dust. You could just say ice dust, including ice with dust and rock implies that there's impurities in the ice, It's not clean. Most comets move. Oh my fucking god. Maybe I should have got a better education. Most comets move in long oval shaped orbits around the sun. And then, here, look. Kumon Cosmic Club. And then on the back it says card 85. Kib is in Orab and represents her race at the Voltarian terminal. Orabs are nomadic creatures that bounce around in large herds on rocky hills. So joke's on me, I can hardly read. But yeah, that's um I don't know. I'll just throw these away. But everything I'll just keep it all right there. Okay. I mean I have to throw this whole box away, so but this is all of the school related stuff right here. I have a bunch of things I want to show, okay? Let's see. Let's see. What's first? What's first? I guess first I should just pull out these right here. Secretly, a few times in elementary school, as well as a lot in middle school, and also sometimes in high school whenever I'd feel like it. But I had different headphones and earbuds and things like that in high school. And usually in high school, I was around just listening to stories and talking to people and making jokes and things like that. And I was on my phone playing games rather than listening to music. But these were the headphones. And these are not the buds that come with it. Look, they're literally not even the same size. You could tell, like, these are clearly replacement buds over time because they've gotten bad. But these are the Clips, Klipsch. I believe they're like Swedish or something. Um, and these are the best earbuds ever. They're my favorite ones of all time. And they feel amazing. They get tangled really, really easily. They feel amazing to hold. They feel amazing in the ear. They go deep. It's probably not good for you. It probably clogged up a lot of earwax over the years. I should probably get it cleaned actually. But the mic on here was pretty fucking bad, but it worked. And it was crazy technology because there was a pause button on here. There wasn't any volume controls. There was a pause button. So you can hear it. See that? And it was this. Oh man, it was so cool, dude. It was so cool. I listened to like, you develop an attachment to the audio files are different, But normal people will develop attachments to the headphones and earbuds that they have based on the music they listen to through it, not through how it sounds. Um, and the music I listen to through this, holy fuck, dude. Like the first time I ever truly listened to, um, what the fuck is that? Ah, man, that one, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy song. What's the track list again? The one with Rick Ross. I forgot the name of the song. I forgot the name of the song. I'm so monster. Yeah, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh man, when I heard the melody and how long the song went on, which it goes on for pretty long, but and some would say it goes on for a little longer than it needs to. But when I heard that through this, man, I developed a real connection to these, a real nostalgic connection. But and you know what? I'm gonna keep using them. I'm gonna put here. One day I'll do a little review on those headphones. But they'll get a 10 out of 10. They'll get a 10 out of 10 straight up. Let me clear all my tabs here. Calculator, how to zoom in VLC media player. I'm gonna need to turn that thing off. But shit, what else? What else? What else? Okay, let me actually organize this real quick. Wait, I think I found some. Hold up. What else do I have? I know I have some stuff. I know I have some extra pictures and stuff. Um, oh, I shouldn't. Yeah, I do have some stuff, but this is about all I have. I don't know why it does that, but Damn. I look at teachers in a totally different light now because I'm that age. I'm the age of the teachers. Okay. I guess we'll start from here, from the earliest, right? This is the elementary school stuff. So this was, look at that. Afraaz, and it says wolf. Look at that frame rate. That's so smooth when there's like hardly anything going on. Why is the frame rate so bad right now? But then when I do this, it's like flawless. I don't understand. Maybe that's just my view on OBS. Maybe it's like smooth regardless, but this will still fit me. Maybe. I might need to readjust. Hold up. But I was in Boy Scouts. That's what this means. I was in Boy Scouts, or this was like before Boy Scouts. This was Cub Scouts. But I think the wolf was, I think that was Boy Scouts. Dude, this is fucked. This is fucked. It doesn't fit. That's about as much as it'll fit. And it's open in the back. Yeah, it won't fit. It won't fit. But there it is. Cub Scouts. Maybe I could really, really hold up. Because if this fits, I want to keep wearing it. Maybe if I get rid of some of this inner padding. If I was bald, it would fit. Maybe. Yeah, no, this ain't gonna fit. But these are the Cub Scouts things. I remember when I got these badges, I thought that these were the actual layers I was supposed to be looking at because they felt so nice. They feel so soft. But they look fucking crazy. But I thought that was like cool. Turns out it's the other side. Um, this one's a bobcat and this one's a tiger cub. If I remember correctly, I believe the bobcat is higher than the tiger cub, if I remember correctly. But I'll have to look that up to know for sure. We did a lot of Boy Scouts shit. We went camping and did all that. Went like with the fucking like school or some shit to like, you know, the Lost Sea in Tennessee and things like that, and did a lot of camping and like seeing Ishan with a pocket knife, you know, cutting like wood and things like that was so cool, and being around the campfire in tents, sleeping on the mud and stuff. All that stuff was so fun, dude. It was so fun. We even did that like Kentucky Derby thing where we uh, built a wooden car and we won. We raced it. We won. There's the trophy. My mom has the trophies. We won like first, second, and third place or something like that for like different races. But we have two first place trophies for like two different things in the Derby. Yeah, our car was a fucking beast. I think we just bought like a kit or something. I don't think we actually like made it from scratch. This was a little belt. This doesn't fit me anymore. I know for sure. I could tell by looking at it. This doesn't fit me anymore. It looks like big right here because it's close up, but like, look, this belt doesn't fit. But it says Tiger Cub on it. That's so cool. It's like embossed in there. My webcam sucks. Simply put, and then there's this. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. That's the banana or the Saints logo or the, it's not actually a banana, but, and then that says Tiger Cub. And these are, little bandana things, which you know what? I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna keep these. These I'm gonna keep. Everything I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna put way over here. And these I'm gonna throw away. This I got from the Scholastic Book Fair. I didn't get this, Faraz got this, but I got a bunch of other things. And this is one of those erasers, like if you look at this right here, see the football like that? And because of the way that it is, and because it's spun like this, you can twist it and all that. Ayo, look at that. But it's used so it doesn't fit perfectly. But it used to actually be a bit longer. Or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. Super smooth. I love the way this feels. But this is an eraser. That's what this is. And no matter how deep you erase it, it's still going to show the football logo, which that was the whole appeal of this. I think we might have stole this one. No, I don't think we stole this one. I don't think this one was that good to steal. You guys ever steal stuff from the Scholastic Book Fair? You ain't a real one if you haven't stole something from the Scholastic Book Fair. I stole hella stuff too. And I know a lot of other kids did too. And at this point, like for them it's probably not a surprise. Because how many years have to go by where you go like, dog, why are we missing like $7,000 in inventory today? After like years and years of this happening, because I know hella people steal shit from that. After like years of that happening, after a certain point, they have to realize, like, okay, wait a second, this is what's happening, and they probably take it into like their take it into account with their financials. Like, okay, there's going to be this much spillage, there's going to be this much for this, there's going to be this much for shipping, and there's going to be this much of a loss because this many kids are going to steal this shit. I stole like those $100 bill erasers. There were so many fucking cool erasers for like no reason. But I okay, no, this is not the picture. I'll show this stuff one day, but I do have some stuff to show, but this I don't even fucking write anything anymore. I'd love to use it. It's useful and it's a good eraser. This actually works really good. But yeah, no, I'm throwing it away. Perfect landing. This was also from elementary. Let me fucking turn this down, bro. That's me from way back in the day. And this is also me. And now I get why these holes are there. I didn't know why they were there back then. They're for the keychain. But now it makes sense. I still have this shirt. There's more to it. It looks big on me here, but it's too small for me now. But it's somewhere. It's somewhere. It's not in my closet because I don't wear it. But yeah, these I'm gonna throw away. I don't want any of these. I don't want any pictures of myself. All of the I don't know. I don't know what it does to the brain when you continuously show yourself a younger version of yourself. This has never happened. It's unprecedented in all of human history, and I don't know what it does. I don't know if there's a part of your brain that truly believes that this is real and that you're really looking at yourself like this. And I'm tired of having my thoughts even in the realm of the past. I just want to forget. I want to live in the moment, forget about the past, and look forward to the future. And that's why I'm doing all this, because I want one last look, and then it's all gone. And I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna use it till it's broken and worn out. This I'm not gonna use this. This is cringe as fuck. I would if it was a different silly band, but this is uncomfortable and inconvenient to wear. This is the monkey silly band. There was a bunch of these monkeys, and they were like highly sought after. The rare. They were just expensive, really. It was like $24 for a pack of these, and they would come. There would be like 15 or something in here. But no, for the monkeys there would be like 8. Yeah, these were super sought after. And I actually got this in Aloha. I traded someone in Aloha. I had the ring. I had the ring silly band. You know, there were ring ones. Those were popping off near the end, right as the trend was dying. And it was Earth. It was Earth. It was so cool. It was so cool. I traded someone because it didn't fit me. I mean, none of these really like fit me because I'm too skinny for them. But now they fit me pretty well. But back then, shit, dude. I'm glad that trend fell off. And this, hmm, what shall I do with this? I know what to do. That's it for the stuff from elementary school. And that was like elementary middle. But actually, no, that wasn't middle. Um, this, however, was the stuff from middle school. I mentioned this guy, Adrian Ramirez Perez. The Story of a Triangle. This is the paper. This is the original. This is the original as he drew it. The Story of a Triangle. So, in the first scene, this guy, the squares, the rectangles, are bullying him like, haha, you're a triangle. And then in the second scene, it's just more of that. It's just more of that. They're like throwing rocks at him or something. And he says, stop, please, PLZ. Stop, please. And then, bro, we were looking at this shit. This is SpongeBob humor. This is SpongeBob humor, bro. That's how you know, like, dude, SpongeBob has impacted our lives way more than we actually realize. Um, this is like, SpongeBob will show random fucking like weird frames. So this is like a zoom in on the triangle's face, and he goes, I need to fight back. And dude, wait, why did we write this? A gun? The next morning, click, and he's cocking a gun? And they're like, fuck. He cocks a gun, and the rectangle's like, alright, get him. And then the triangle puts up like sentries and claymores and all that shit, and they're like throwing stuff at him. This is because we played COD, so we just got the idea from that. And he's like murdering all these squares, and this square is like help. He said help right there, and there's like landmines and stuff. And then this guy right here is like, get him. And then there's a slow motion of the triangle of this like with black bars, like, and then him getting knocked out, and it just goes boink. And then the guy in the background is like, yay, because they won, the villains won. Damn, we could have been mangaka, bro. We could have saved the entire comic industry. This is fucking legendary, and I don't know what to do with this. What shall I do? This is the problem with me. I gotta stop thinking about these things. I gotta stop um, holding value for things that are in the past. It's a fun memory, and I'll always remember it as a fun memory. But it doesn't need to be there. It doesn't have to always exist, you know? Like I said earlier, all things must come to an end. So, yeah, and there's also these. This was from my hoodie. Oh, it's matching my shirt. This is from my hoodie. The aglet on this side is gone. Inside the hood, like this, how you can pull on it to do the yeet thing. And so someone just pulled it, and he pulled it like super hard, and the whole thing fell out, and we were laughing super hard. So I just kept it. And yeah, that's what this is. This is fun, but I have nothing to do with it. Oh no, wait, I could do this. Oh yeah, wait, I gotta show these two as well. This was a pen that I bought. I didn't know, I wanted to buy it, but I was like, please let me have it, and he gave it to me. His name's Seth in middle school. Miss Pena's class, the same one I talked about with Ireland Fleetwood in it. And that one had a lot of really iconic people in it. That one also had Carlin. That one also had um, fucking Ella. Uh, Shit, that one had a lot of people in it. That one had Hunter Brummel. Had a lot of people in it, but it's hard to remember people's names. Yeah, and I already did it, but if you twist the pen like this, it actually works as a pen. But if you twist this part, unscrew it, there is a USB, 2 gigabytes. So, and you know what? It's not hard to figure this out. It's not like such a big secret. If you twist it the wrong way, the pen the wrong way, accidentally, or you twist it too hard, you might just figure it out. You might go like, oh, let me, and then it's that easy. Yeah, this is stupid. Um, I'm sure at the time it would have been really cool. And it said 2 gigabytes on here. That's why there's a bunch of Sharpie marks on there to cover it up, to make it more spy like. But this would have been cool at the time when I was in middle school. I'm sure I loved it. And it was, but I never put anything on it. I never found any use for it. You buy these things with like the hope that you use them when you're an adult because you have a vision in your head as to what being an adult will be like. But it's not like that. And it never is, and you never really have a use for things like this. Um, Maybe nowadays I might have use for something like this, actually. But 2 gigabytes is nothing, and it's heavy as fuck. Um, and this is rosin from orchestra. It's the thing that you take the horse hairs on your violin, string on the fucking bow on the bow. You know, you have a violin, and you take that little bow and you go on this to uh to the same way you put chalk on a I mean people don't really put chalk. Same way you might put chalk on your hands or you might put fucking no wait, it is chalk. Are they both chalk? One is, yeah, the same way you put chalk on a pool stick on the end, or you put chalk powder on your hands to smooth out the thing, or chalk powder on the stick itself sometimes. But we did that a lot, but it was completely unnecessary. This rosin. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this away. And this. That was from middle school. These are from high school, however. I mentioned that photography class. This was one of the little capsules. Did I mention in that video? I don't think I mentioned in that video. The capsules that we would have the film rolls in, we would just keep them. And I remember I didn't like tell anyone that I was keeping them because they're so useful. They're completely airtight. They're good for keeping weed in there and stuff. And even though I didn't smoke at the time, I knew that I was aware of that. And they were good for keeping all kinds of stuff in there. Odor, they're completely like odors trapped in here and everything. So it's really great for that. And I remember I would just keep getting them, keep getting them, keep getting them because you know you get like 4 or 5 a day or whatever in like the later parts of the class, and I would just keep putting them in my backpack. And I remember I had like three on the table, and I'm preparing, and the dude Brandon or Brendan, who sat in front of me, was like, "Oh, let me get those, let me get those," and I'm like, "No, no, no, they're mine. Let me get them." I'm putting them in my bag. He's like, what are you gonna do with them? I'm like, what are you gonna do with them? We both were like on the same page. And he showed me his little collection. I showed him my little collection. So we had a bunch of these. This might be the only one that's left. It's good for storing weed. I'm gonna give it to my friends. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it here. So I don't forget. Because that's where I keep my keys. And my glasses when I go to sleep. This was. I drove over this with my car on like the last day I ever went to school, which wasn't the last day of school. Obviously, I told you guys I got kicked out, but I was in the parking lot and I drove over this and I'm like, what the fuck did I just drive over? And it was right under my parking spot. It was like right behind the my like right tire, right front passenger tire. And it's like a fucking somebody's like brush, like hairbrush or something. But it's not like a brush, it's like super, super tough bristles. So I don't know what it was for. And I'm gonna need to wash my hands after this, for sure. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck this was. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it has like all this on it. I just picked it up, put it in my car, and then later on that day, actually no, I did it the day before, and then the next day I took it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Let me put it in my car. Later that day, I got called to the office, suspended, and then they told me I can't come back to school. So it's just been in my car. So I'm like, cool, memories. It's kind of coincidence that it happened on the last day because I never like picked up anything like this, you know? This, I know what to do with this. I'm gonna fucking burn this actually. I'm gonna burn this. Because there's a lot of cool shit that I have that I want to burn, which, you know what, I'll leave a link to that in the description too. I'll do a little stream of burning it. And then there's this, which is the parking spot that I had, 103, 2017 to 2018, Peachtree Ridge. On the back it says my name. I hung this up on the old Lexus. Both of these I'm gonna burn. And there's this, which is, you know, like a key card, but this is for Faison's old neighborhood. Gables used to live there in that apartment complex. I'd go there, I'd drop him off, I'd see, we'd carpool and stuff. And he gave me this so I can, you know, come whenever, go to the fucking gym or whatever. Like, he doesn't need to, because, you know, we'd hang out a lot or we'd go do photography stuff. And instead of me typing in the number to call his mom every time, he'd be like, all right, here, take this extra key and just come in whenever so you can come scoop me. And because he didn't have a car at the time. So I would drive him around whenever we had to like go to Sham or fucking, you know, whatever. Basically just Sham, pretty much. Sometimes it was other things. Sometimes like fucking G Technique or like car meets and things like that. But it was just more convenient for me to have this. And also I could pull up to the gym, but I never actually did. I only pulled up to the gym a few times, but it was never with this. It was always like he would bring me in. But dude, lots of fun memories at Gables, around that parking lot and things like that. Coming in my car and lots of tons of talks that we had over there. It was only just recently that we were talking, and at that Gables place, like in the parking lot and at QT and all this stuff. And now he's got a house, whole house. I was supposed to go yesterday, but I got busy. But in 2 days, 2 days I'm going. No, in 2 days I might be going to Zob's house instead. But yeah, we still link up, hang out all the time. This is his key. 077, 24592. That's what it says on here. Number on the bottom right there. So yeah, super convenient thing to have. He had one of those remotes, the click ones, so we could do it from a bit of a distance. And yeah, this right here. What are these? Okay, I have two of each of these. So this is weird. I don't know where the hell. I think I stole this from a teacher. This one says Georgia State University. Auxiliary and Support Services. Yeah, dude, I never went to Georgia State University and I don't know what the fuck that means. And this one is identical, but it says PRHS Seniors 2014, which is not my graduating class. I'm 2018. But yeah, right here. This band says class of 2018. You can't even fucking read that. I don't know why my webcam has to be like this. Class of 2018. And this one also says class of 2018. I don't know where I got these from because I got kicked out way before the senior picnic or any of those things. So I don't know how I got these. I don't remember. But I don't really care. Um, oh shit, wait, hold up. I might as well. Yeah, right there. And this is from college. So I don't have that much from college because I didn't care. But this is the lanyard that I got from SCAD. As you can see, it says SCAD on it. Savannah College of Art and Design. This, I don't know if you can unhook. I hate how lanyards are like this and that there's never like a outside layer and inside layer, but it's like they overlap in the end. And the inside layer becomes the outside layer and stuff, or the outside layer becomes the inside layer. It's fucking pathetic and I hate it. I don't like that. And I'm never going to use this lanyard ever again because of that. Otherwise, I would still use it because I still have a use for a lanyard. Mine is kind of tearing apart. But yeah, I ain't going to use this. This, I'm just going to throw away. And same with this, I'm just going to throw it away too, which is Georgia Tech. Afraaz Ali. Okay, I'm going to put it there manually. Wait, why am I worrying about it? It's gonna be crushed anyways. What else? I guess there's this, which I did mention I was into science. I like science and I like math. There's these right here. My big science book. And it's just a bunch of experiments. And I did most of these experiments. Some of them are pretty fun. Some of them were pretty difficult. Like this one was difficult to do. The bottle one, this one was really easy, but it didn't actually work all that well. This one with the person inside the bottle and things like that. Yeah, lots of really cool memories, but they're all like gimmicks. They're all like one-time things. It's never like a little adventure. Obviously, we all did this in school, the vinegar and baking soda volcano, you know? We all did that. But oh, and the giant bubbles, that one is the most fun. That one is the most fun, for sure. Damn. There's this science book, Gross Anatomy, which, dude, this one, and there was one other one that was so fucking cool. There was like this like skeleton one. Damn, dude, I want to find that one. That one was so cool. There was yes. The Science Student Handbook, which was a bit more than science, but yeah, there was a lot of reading in here. Right? Look, body systems and like music, right? Fibers and threads. So there's a lot to learn in here. This was one of 3 books that I would, okay, like a lot of people ask me like, how the fuck do you know all these like random fucking facts, right? Just out of nowhere. Like how in any conversation do you just have random facts to give? And I'll be honest, it's not all that useful of a skill. It's kind of impressive sometimes, but it's not all that applicable in any successful endeavor you want to achieve, unless it's like really highly situational. But way back in the day, when you're a kid and you're bored, I was not athletic at all. So what do? You go around, you run around, you do fucking cartwheels, you play basketball, do all that shit, right? Not me. Not me. You know where I got my entertainment from? This this book right here, from reading this whole fucking book, which I only read it like one or two times. I think like one and a half really. It was kind of sporadic. As well as this book, which was even more fun, which is the Science Encyclopedia. And it's got lots and lots of pictures. And it's like really brilliantly done. I love this book. This one is my second favorite one. And this book, just the all-around encyclopedia, and this one was the best one because it had all these other interesting topics in there, and it is very science focused. It is very science focused. Like you could see hot air balloon, Earth going around orbiting the sun, a satellite dish, and then there's a violin, football player, a bird, the fucking thing, and then some tribe culture thing, right? But then you look here, there's this architecture, a spaceship, um, a compass, I think, butterfly, flying machine, turbine, uh, leopard, and dinosaur. So, yes, it's going to talk about a lot of stuff, but it is relatively science focused, right? And oh man, the pictures on here were amazing. They were amazing, and the descriptions were so good too. The black hole uh, page on here was probably, dude, I probably spent like a couple hours just going over reading the black hole over and over and over and over and over again. Like when I was, man, 6 years old, 7 years old, something like that. I would just go through this book. The cell in here also looked really cool. That's where I learned about the cell way before school taught it to me and that sort of thing. But like, look at the pictures. They're really well done. This one had the best pictures of any of those books, and the pictures weren't scattered all over the book, all over the pages, but there were just like one picture or two pictures per page, like main ones. But they were so good. Like, look at this fucking eagle. You guys can't even tell because like it's oh oh this is genetics. This is not the cell, but the cell looks really cool in this one. Like, look at this shit. Gas and genetics. Like, look at the picture of the cell right there. It's so cool and everything's so colorful. I want to see if I can try to skip to the pages that I like enjoyed particularly. Habitat, immune system, Ireland, law, Maya, Autodesk, and also that one Twitch streamer, Miskiff's girl, ex girl, I guess. Damn, this is crazy going back through. Super super nostalgic. Telescope. Oh, I missed a. It's got to be somewhere here. Oh, I opened up to sell, but that was kind of really intentional. Look at the way they drew this. Look at the inside. It looks nothing like any of the diagrams they show you in school. Isn't that cool? You can't even see all the details, but they show you it's super super detailed. It's like 4K, 8K type shit. And then you go right here and there's black hole somewhere here. L. Oh my god, this was so cool. This was so cool. And they explained it. And nowadays, if this thing would be made, they'd actually show a picture of the black hole that we took. But at the time, this is all we had. In infrared, ultraviolet. Yeah, no, they took it in infrared. Yeah, this is ultraviolet. And there's no hole because the whole thing is emanating so much. There's ultraviolet, there's X-rays and gamma rays all being shot out of it. I don't know if there's a gamma ray stream being shot out of this one, but Cosmic Vacuum, Dead Stars, Through a Wormhole. It's so cool, dude. And I love this book, and that's how I spend my time. That's what I did for pleasure, for enjoyment. Other people would go outside and play, fucking soccer with each other. I was inside reading the fucking encyclopedia, page to page, word to word, front to back. That's what people say. That's what it is. And these books, man, what do I do with these books? Hmm. Yep. No point in keeping these things in my life. And when I let go of these things, because I've been doing this for a while, where I take these things that are in my past and I just let them go. The more and more I let go, I feel sad remembering it, but the happier my life becomes when I'm not thinking about it. It's like it makes me freer. It removes some burdens off my shoulders. These are things you have to think about. These are things that you own. These are things that you have to maintain and manage. And it alleviates some of that burden, and I don't have to think about that anymore. And it just makes thinking feel freer and flow easier. And I've learned to let go, and the more I let go of stuff, the happier and happier I become. So, yeah, it is sad to think about, but it's also exciting to think how, because this is the happiest I've ever been. How far can I take this? How much contentment can I truly have in my own life? And all of this is being done by throwing stuff away and giving stuff away. Crazy. There's also this stuff which, like, regardless of any of this stuff, I was always, you know, as everyone is at that age, into stories. You're kind of trained over time to, like, oh, that's so fucking childish or whatever, but, like, you know, we were out here getting shit on DVD. There's a lot of DVDs we had, but these were the only two that I actually cared about, like, keeping as like a, we got this and this, a fucking Bug's Life and the fucking Cheetah Girls. That to tell you everything you need to know about the sheer amount of DVDs we had in all different genres, bro. We had the craziest shit, bro. We had we watched? We watched as a family. We watched the movie Twilight. You know why? Because we had the book. We had the Twilight book. Who the fuck watches Twilight as a family movie? I was a little kid. Why did we do that? I was bored out of my mind, dude. And I remember we were gonna watch the second one too, but we decided not to. Good call by my parents. What else? Let me put all this. Yeah, look. These are some of the things. Look at this. All-time favorite classics from Disney. It's got The Lion King. That was a fucking Beauty. It was 101 Dalmatians, Beauty and the Beast. The Lion King, the fucking Horton, Pinocchio, Ariel. What's it called? Not Ariel. Fucking The Little Mermaid. Damn, it's been a long time since I've like seen any of these really. Bambi. Isn't there a Bambi movie? I've seen clips and stuff, but I really want to watch the Bambi movie. Pocahontas or whatever. Not Pocahontas. What the fuck is this? What is? Is it? Pocahontas. Yeah. Wait, did they do anything with Pocahontas? Like, did they ever make a movie out of it or something? Yeah, my mom would read these to me all the time. Peter Pan. I really like Peter Pan. I really like Peter Pan. And then Aladdin. Obviously, there's copyright, so I can't show you all these. Alice in Wonderland. I don't remember that much about Alice in Wonderland. I think by the time she got to this story, I was already asleep. But there's this. There's 3 Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, but they're all the first one, and this one's very clearly read more than the other two. This one's read a bit more, and this one is read the least. But let me see. Interesting. There aren't that many drawings in here, but there's some like lots of marks, like nail marks and stuff. But oh, and a bookmark. But like a fold in the page. But yeah, there's so many other Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie books that we had. Roderick Rules, The Last Straw, The Ugly Truth. That was about it actually. But we had so many different copies that I just picked up these 3 from our little like library that we had next to my room. We had 3 of the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid books for some fucking reason. Actually, I know why. I know why. I like it so much that every time I saw it for sale, I'm like, I want it, I want it. But we already have it, but I want it. I want to read it again. And, by the time you go to high school and get to college, you start actually you start going into these things and YouTubers will go like, oh, buy these books, with this sponsored by this book. Oh, check out this book. I learned so much from it in storytelling, right? And so you go like, oh, the bare bones camera course for film and video, exposure, composition, basic lighting, basic sequence lighting, and much more. I never read this. There is Anime Impact, which I have yet to read, and I plan on reading, and I'm going to put it to the side. Chris Stuckman, Anime Impact. No books? No pictures? I would expect there to be pictures in Anime Impact, but I'm going to read this. I'm going to put it right there. There is this Understanding Rhetoric, a graphic guide to writing. Interesting. I might read this too. And there's this one for college, Voice and Vision, the 3rd edition. Holy hell, dude. Okay. And then there is this one, which is, the one that a lot of YouTubers talk about this one, the Screenwriter's Bible, 6th edition. You don't need to get the 6th edition. Expanded and updated. A complete guide to writing, formatting, and selling your script. Yeah. Cool. That's these I'm gonna throw these away. Don't want them anymore. They're not mine. I might give the all-time favorite Disney classics. I might just give that back to my mom, but that's pretty much all of the school related stuff. Oh wait. There's this. These were the games we were playing back in school. This was there were games that I played before I went to school, but these were Nintendo Wii, right? There was another one. Oh yeah, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. See that? Is there anything in here? Wait. Spider-Man 2 for the original Xbox is in here. This was such a fun game, dude. This was such a fun game. Damn, and I didn't get to play that much of the story mode, but I loved it. Call of Duty 3 for Xbox 360. NBA 2K7. If it'll, yeah. 2K7. Oh wait, is there anything in here? Hold up. Nothing's in there. Anything in here? Nothing in there. GTA 4. God damn, dude, this game was so fucking fun. This game was so fucking fun. The amount of laughs I had playing this game, next level. Liberty City Guidebook. That's cool. And of course, I don't know what edition this was. Faraz never told me. I never bothered to ask, but it was like a special edition of Halo 3, right? Only on Xbox 360. And it's like it's like this with all this shit inside. Important insert game disc first. And then there's this side right here. We went there like to the fucking like a lot of people didn't get to experience this kind of thing. Damn, this is so cool. There's another disc. Halo 3. Dude, this all this is shit is so cool. Halo Wars 2008. What is this? This book? Whoa, what is this? Whoa, this is... Wait, what? Is this like some deep lore? Grunt. Star position. Tala IV. Satellites. Buon. Pad. Gravity. 0.709 G approximately. This is so cool. Brute. There's a brute right there. Jackal. Oh, the prophet. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, that looks like their planet. Drone. Hunter. Elite. Pure form. What's that? Grave mind. Oh shit. Extragalactic question mark. That's so cool. Surface temperature negative 25 C to 41 C. Population unknown. Societal approximation. Utopian socialism question mark. Government N/A. Current threat to array. Significant to serious. The grave mind. This is that flood monster. And there's no picture of the world. That's so cool. Human. Reclaimer. What? That's Master Chief. Engineer. Whoa. Damn, I wish I saw this sooner. I'm just now seeing this. But yeah, this is like that special edition of Halo. And listen, if you never went to a midnight release of anything, you missed out. Because they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Because everyone buys all their games online. And it's a world long gone, right? But it's just a shame. It's a shame to think about. It's a shame to think about how that doesn't exist anymore and it'll never come back. You can go back and watch all those videos of how fun it was and how happy people were going to like the fucking like Modern Warfare 2 midnight release at GameStop and everyone's like lined up for like fucking miles and everyone's like losing their minds. Hey, yeah, we're gonna fucking play this game. And then you see promotional material and like hype for games used to be so it wasn't as big, but it was so wholesome. It was so community driven. It was so like, bro, look, we got the fucking Rock playing Halo and shit like that, and it was totally different. And of course, Halo, Ghosts of Onyx, which I read a few pages of, but I'm not reading this. These I will throw away. The Halo I'll probably need to give back to Faraz because I don't think he'll want to throw it away. And lastly, there is this. Oh, wait. I gotta do one thing real quick. I gotta send that to someone. Lastly, this is like the last thing from school. There's this right here. Back in Woodward in second grade. At the end of second grade, spring 2008, Woodward North. Oh man, yeah, it was called Woodward North. That was the name of our campus. There was like Woodward, Maine, which was the campus we were gonna go to after sixth grade. Um, and then for outstanding achievement, 42508. And this also says 2008 on it, and it's a trophy. And then there's these stars right here, and this one is broken off. It broke off in the car on the way there. This is a lot smaller than I remember. I remember like sitting in the car and like it like coming up to my head. Like this thing was huge. Um, and on top, this is a king, and this could be like for anything. Um, but there's a cross and a king, and it looks really really cool. Lots of detail, lots of detail on like the king's head and stuff. You know, there's like a jewel up here in his crown and stuff. So yeah, this was what I got for winning the chess thing. Um, I started playing chess. I played chess throughout that entire school year. I would go to the daycare like once a week or so. I'd play chess over there. Um, so it was from the time I was 7 to the time I was 8. So I learned chess when I was 7, and by the time I was 8, and I competed in this tournament near the end of the school year. Um, I won third place in our division, which was uh, like second graders to fourth graders, I believe. Which means I won third place even out of all the fourth graders. I crushed all the fourth graders. I remember there was one fourth grader who won first place. No surprise there. And then there was, I believe, a second grader who won second place, but I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been. See, I don't think it was her. There was this girl who actually beat me. Um, I don't think she won second place. Otherwise, I would have remembered that. Otherwise, I would have been like, oh, it's that fucking girl. But it wasn't her. But I don't recall anyone else in the grade level who was able to beat me like that. Her name was like Cassie, I think. So if you know anyone in Woodward who went to Woodward Academy in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, in 2008, and there was a girl named Cassie or Cassidy, something like that, then that was her. Um, and I still had a winning record against her. Like I beat her in like, out of like we might have played like 15 or so games. I beat her in like 10. The others were draws. But I remember one game she beat me, and that's the thing. Nobody in my grade level was able to beat me. Like nobody beat me even once. And so when somebody beat me one time, which I was, and I was like trying. I was like, okay, let's play. And halfway through the game, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I like can't do anything. And she beat me in that game, and I was like, okay, this is fucked up. This doesn't make sense. There's no way this fucking dumb bitch should be able to be like that's what was the thought process going in my head. And yeah, I won third place. When I was 8 years old, I was a 1400 is what they told me. I was a 1400 in chess after playing it for about a year, which is not um it's good. It's good. Um I'm not gonna fucking like try to act like I'm some humble like I'm aware that that's good, but it's not on track to be grandmaster. And starting to play chess, it's learning the rules at 7 is you're kind of a late bloomer in the realm of top chess. Top chess players usually have parents that get them to learn chess very very early on because it's a very simple rule set to understand, simple game to get into, low skill floor. So you can get kids any age. But yeah, this was that. And I was in the car on the way back with Faraz, Ishan, Iman, Ghosh. It was Ishan's car. I was sitting in the back, and maybe there was another person with us, but it was either Ishan or Iman that was like, "Here, I have Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, I'll trade you. And he had the disc in the car. He's like, I have Modern Warfare right here. I'll trade you. And I'm like, shit, bro, that sounds like a good trade to me. And I gave him the trophy, and he gave me the thing, and then um, everyone was like gassing me up in the car. They were like, "Hey, you're the fucking man." They're all older than me. They're all 4 years, 3, 4, 5 years older than me. All the kids that I carpooled with, because they were all my brother's friends and cousins and things like that. I was like the baby of the group, and I still am like I'm still the youngest in my entire generation. And every time I go to any family thing or my brother's friends or anything like that, I'm always the youngest one. So they were all gassing me up, and the dude like took the trophy. He's like, "Hey, Faraz, look what I got! Look what I got!" And then Faraz looked. He's like, "Hey, give that shit back. Give him back his game too." And but I would have done it. I genuinely would have taken that trade. You can have the trophy, bro. I want the game. I want to keep playing the game. I think that speaks to something about me. I don't care so much about the destination. I just want more of the journey. But I think that's just a doesn't speak anything about me. I think that speaks about a successful mind state, you know? The person who enjoys walking is going to walk further than the person who enjoys the destination. Just that simple. So, I just want to play. I don't enjoy chess like that. I think once you reach a point where the growth is no longer uh, rapid, which usually happens pretty early on, after about a year of playing, you reach some sort of a stagnation where if you really want to try to grow, you can't just play to grow, you have to practice and it's effortful. At that point in playing chess, that's not my realm anymore. Um, Anybody who is going to get through that, who's not going to drop off in playership after that, is going to be people who hate losing more than they love winning. You look at all top players of any discipline, they don't necessarily love winning that much. They just hate losing. And I don't hate losing. I don't care about losing. I just love winning. So, but that's not that's not the mindset that'll take you to the top, honestly. It's not. It's the mindset that'll bring you happiness, I believe. But there's a difference between pursuing happiness and pursuing greatness. Two different games. But yeah, this is. I'm probably gonna have to give this to my mom. I don't think she's gonna let me just get rid of it. Let me get rid of it, as if it's even mine to give. Um, what else do I have? I have some stuff. There's some trash right there. Um, I have some. Ooh, was I was gonna wait. This is perfectly ordered. I put stuff in each stack. This is literally ordered in the perfect way. I don't even need to change anything. Oh wait, I gotta show this from school. I forgot to show this. So I explained. I must have talked about Miss Mallory, my AP psychology teacher back in high school. I had her. Faison had her. Nair had her. And before Nair, there was another dude that knew Nair. And I'm pretty sure after Faison, there was another dude that probably knew Faison that had her. But she transcends all this stuff. Her mugshots are no longer online. I can't find them, just like how I can't find Isan Laiwala's mom's mugshot online. But so, by the fucking grace of God, I had it screenshotted. That's her. Michelle Leah Mallory Gwinnett. What? I forgot. Purchase or possession of alcohol by minor? Wait, so she was a minor when she. Oh. She doesn't look like a minor. She looks like a 40-year-old crackhead. No, she doesn't look like a 40-year-old crackhead. She looks like a minor meth head. Dude, I don't know what it is with the artifacting of this picture. This must have been a long time ago. But, yeah. This is her. I am not showing the fucking screen. Here you go. Here it is, Miss Mallory. Click here to unpublish this record. I'm sure she did that. Because we all knew about it and we spread it around the school and everybody talked about it. Hotpublication.com. And this was her thing. But yeah, teachers are not what they used to be. First of all, if you're still in school, I'm about to enlighten you. English teachers are hoes. You know the hoes that you see in school growing up? They end up becoming English teachers. Like, social studies teachers are a mixed bag, and the science teachers are the ones who are like curious and fun. You know um, the kids that you see who like are a bit rebellious. They might want to have a bit of fun. Uh, Math teachers are either like the girls that are like complete fucking bitches to everyone, or dudes who are like giga chads, or dudes who are like fucking losers or whatever. But every time there's an English teacher, that's why they're always fucking pregnant. That's why. Because they're just fucking all the time. They're hoes. English teachers are literally hoes. Man, do I have anything else? I think I'm. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have anything else. Not for now. Not for now. But maybe for later. But yeah, there's a little bit of enlightenment for you guys. Look at the girl. Look at the girls around you. Find out who are thoughts, right? Whoever the school thoughts are, they're the ones that end up becoming English teachers. And look at their grades and look at the way they take notes and look at the way they participate in English class, and you'll see what I mean. You'll see. You'll see. That's why they're always fucking out because they're pregnant or they're always out doing some shit. They always use all their vacation days. They don't save it up till the end. My math teacher, Coach Hannick, he was like, I'm not using any of my vacation days because if I don't use any, the last year of fucking like school, the last year I'll have of teaching, I'll literally take the entire year off, every single day off, and get paid for the whole thing if I use all my vacation days. And he said he has that deal with the school and he's not using any of them. So, no vacations other than like, the actual vacations, which doesn't exist outside of school. So it's weird that adults just get to take those vacations. But yeah, the fucking English teachers, you're gonna get the most subs with the English teachers, and now you know why. Now you know why. Let's see. Anything else? I used to pee in cups for people, for them to pass drug tests in high school. At the time, there was like a $200 a cup street value, but yeah, now it's. And I would do it for free. I would do it as a gift. What the fuck was wrong with me? I was a responsible person. I just wanted to help out. I was so. I carried so much responsibility with me that I was willing to disperse some of that. I was always designated driver for other people who got drunk. I would do so well on the test that I'd let other people cheat off my tests. Like, I let people cheat off me in drug tests. That's literally what I did. It extended, but yeah. Fun times, fun times. Some of them were not so fun times. Lots of tutoring, lots of fucking bullshit in school that I had to deal with. But I rebelled a lot and pushed back, and I'm glad I did. I didn't end up as successful as I thought I would doing all this shit. I didn't end up as the fucking, you know, high school dropout who turns billionaire. But I'm 22. Who knows what's on the horizon? And I don't want to talk about this because there's no point. Because everybody will assume that you're talking about this because you had a hard time. I got bullied, but I also bullied other kids. I bullied a lot of other kids far more than I got bullied. But I would bully them not in the like shoving them in the locker room way. I would bully them by like hacking their social media shit and things like that. But I'll save those stories for another day. I would bully anime kids actually. Kids who watched anime. Even though I watched anime. That's the beauty of anime. That's the beauty of anime. Now it's changed though. Now you can't bully kids for watching anime anymore. I was talking to my little cousin, Shania. She's 11 or 12. She's like 12. She's 12. She's 12. Maybe not. Now she's probably 13. But she was telling me, and her friends are into like Demon Slayer and One Piece and all this shit and fucking Hunter x Hunter and all that. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? These girls don't actually like these shows. They just watch them because the guys watch them. That's why. They're all obsessed with Naruto, and that's fucking telling because none of these guys even like Naruto. Bro, most guys don't like Naruto. They like the concept of Naruto and they like what it did for them as a child, but the show itself is fucking garbage. It's poorly executed. These girls are literally just cap. They literally just cap. Things have changed. Now it's like anime has become like normal, mainstream, and it's like cool to like anime. But back then, no, back then nobody really cared, honestly. People cared if you were a weeb. I'm sure it was different before me, but in my era of going to school, liking anime wasn't so bad. But a lot of people were like fucking running around the halls doing Naruto runs and like fucking yelling in the hallways, yelling like "Notice me, senpai." What the that shit? Yeah, now that I think about it, well deserved. That bullying was well deserved. Fuck those anime fans, bro. Y'all are weird as fuck. Anybody who ever said "Notice me, senpai," even in any context, even the way I'm saying it right now, y'all are fucking losers, me included. But I want to show this. That's 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 where I want to end it with school shit. I don't. There's nothing else to say about school. Um, However, what happened outside of school during that time with all the car shit that we had going on, because me and the squad we go to car meets and stuff like that. Like, here, check it out, Patterson Car Care, and that was when we went to Import Alliance. We got this. We met uh, David Patterson, that dude in blue, if you don't know, on YouTube, and we hit him up. We got his number. We're like, hey, let's make some YouTube videos, and we made two YouTube videos on his channel: the G Wagon with Sham and the Rolls Royce Wraith with Sham. He reviewed both of Sham's cars at the time. Sham had more cars, but they were all like S class and shit like that. So nothing, you know, special. Those are the two cars that had anything actually worth reviewing in them. And that leads more into the photography stuff, which, a lot of the car stuff that we did was car photography stuff. Like when I did shit for ATL Mob, you know, these are things that I kept. These are two American flag things, and people would just drift, and the passenger would just have this out the window. And one of these is from White Slow 4.0, aka Chris, aka the first guy to ever do donuts or burnouts in at an ATL Mob meets. Legendary, iconic. I don't remember which one is which. It's hard to tell them apart, but one of these is from that, and that's fucking iconic. I'm glad I have that. I'm probably not ever gonna use it again. I'm probably gonna throw it away, but yeah, I was doing a lot of photography for that. I don't remember what this was from. This was all these like little wristband things that I kept were all from like memories. I don't remember what that was from. I don't remember what this was from either, but it was from something. It might have just been from fucking Sky Zone or something. I don't know. I don't think I would have kept it. Yeah, this was from, look, Center Stage. You need custom merch, whatever. Yeah, look, Center Stage. See? So I don't remember what show that was from. We did a few shows. I don't remember. It couldn't have been the schooly one because I have the one from right there. That was a Center Stage one. It couldn't have been Vic Mensa because we didn't get wristbands. It couldn't have been. This might have been. No, it wasn't Post Malone or Rich Chigga at the time. It was still called Rich Chigga, or Smoke Perp, because I didn't get wristbands. I just went in because I knew a guy. And that he'd let us in backstage, but. Damn, I don't know. I don't know where this was from, but Center Stage, yeah. Um, this was from. Oh wait. Let me show this. This was the cassette. In my car, I mentioned I had a cassette player, and that was like the main way to play music out of that car. So I had a cassette that would go in there, two aux. See that? And we burned through these because like these are like really cheap quality, and after like a year or so they stop working, or they like get really bad and have a lot of audio artifacting going on. So, and as you would accelerate, it would make a high pitched noise like a fucking supercharger. But yeah, this was that. Um, and then there was this Crush Atlanta, the Hooders Pablo Juan and Young Nudie concert that I talked about in the concert saga and the photography stories. This was the media pass that we got while we were there. See the heart? That's the Crush Atlanta logo. Lanyard on here. This is a much better lanyard, but I ain't gonna use it. Wait. It's pretty fucking good. I might use it. I might. I'll see. If I don't, if I accidentally don't throw it away and I notice it before I throw it away, I'll use it. Let me put these all. Okay. And there was this that I just pulled off that thing. Audi. See that? It's a little wristband we got for free at Cafe and Octane, which is the Cars and Coffee of Atlanta. It's at Perimeter Mall, first Sunday of every month. We went there one time. I don't remember when exactly this time was. We went there. We went to the Audi stand. We went to like the Dunkin' Donuts stand, got free donuts and all that stuff. Um, and then they gave us this little wristband, and it's held up pretty well. That's why I still have it here, so I could wear it occasionally. So yeah, I just saw that when I was putting those glasses there. Um, I mentioned in the story of Sham this bolt right here. You could see it was from the train tracks. One of the first shoots we ever did, like me and FaZe by ourselves, with nobody, no fucking clients, where we're just taking pictures of each other. I didn't get many pictures of me because I like the candid stuff. I like for, me to just be hanging out and for people to just be taking pictures of me as I'm doing the stuff I'm doing. I don't like to pose for it. Sometimes, sometimes I like to pose for it. Sometimes, if I'm like with my homies or whatever and we got some crazy fits on or we're in some nice cars or whatever, then fuck it, might as well. But yeah, there was that. There was this wristband, which Import Alliance. I don't know which one this was from because we went multiple times. And each time we fucked up in our parking and walking and all that stuff. And this is Global Tires Plus Helen Import Day 2018 Platinum level sponsor. I don't remember sponsoring Helen Import Day, but yeah, 2018 Helen Import Day is what, in October or something, or September. I don't remember. I haven't checked their Instagram in a long time, but yeah, that was that. These were the wristbands from the Schoolie concert. This was, by the way, Schoolie's first ever concert. Ever. We went to it in Atlanta. 2 Chainz showed up and performed. He didn't even need to do that. It was a $10 fucking concert, and we got to see 2 Chainz for that. That was pretty fun. These lit up. Oh. See that? They light up. In the concert, when they threw these out to everyone, they're like, hey, everyone take one. We put them around our wrists. It was pretty fucking cool. And he gave like a speech and all that shit. He's like, man, I came from nothing. Now I'm, fucking driving my Maserati truck and all this shit. And everyone's like, yeah, way to fucking do it. And he hasn't really done much since then. He's got a song with Doug, I believe. I know he does. I know. I've heard that song quite a few times. I know that song, but damn, what's he been up to? I wonder. There was I don't know what this is from. See, I kept a lot of these things, and at the time I knew what they were, and they had some sentimental value, right? But I can't remember now. W Hotels, the Le Meridian, both of these I believe. Um, yes, the Phipps Plaza Code of Conduct. You know, because we were going around Phipps Plaza, like just recording and shit and taking pictures and trying to get cool pictures for Sham and things like that, right? For his Instagram. And they would tell us, like, hey, no photography, no photography. You can't use the camera. And we'd be like, okay. And then we'd keep walking. And when they're out of sight, we go, okay, let's be slick about it. And another person would come up to us. And they'd tell each other on the fucking walkie-talkies, like, hey, these guys are taking pictures. Fucking stop them. And one dude came up to us and he's like, he handed me this. He's like, here, code of conduct. Fucking read over this shit. And you can't do this shit in here. You get out of here. And I kept it as like a little memory. It's like a little memory of that fucking fateful day, you know? Tenacity. This is like a crowning achievement right here. You don't get these unless you're doing something wrong. You don't get these unless you're pushing the limits, you know? And other people are not going to get pictures the way you are because they're not pushing the limits. So, and I'm sure other photographers will have the same sort of thing where they'll get like tickets for fucking citations for like trespassing, whatever, and they'll hang that up on their wall as like a, you know, as like a prized possession or whatever. But yeah, that was that. I'm gonna throw this away. I'm gonna need to go through that stack and see what I actually need to take out of it, give to my mom for us, and keep for myself, and then throw the rest away. But oh yeah, wait. There's also these. Okay. All right, check it. Oops. Hold up. Let me see. Okay. I have another one of these, but I don't know where it is. So this is. Wait, let me do full webcam only. So this is the fucking Apple black sticker. This came with the M1 MacBook Pro that I got, but I have another one of these. It's a white background. It's not translucent like this, with another sticker on there, and there's only one left, and it has, and that was from the old Mac Pro, the trash can Mac Pro, late 2013 one. I'm probably gonna use this. So I'll just leave it right there for now. This right here was when I was working at the office. doing tech support. I was crimping cables for them. And this was the first Ethernet cable I ever crimped. You can see some tape right here. It was cut. And all the cables are in there. This is Cat 5. That's so weird. Everybody's Cat 6 now, right? But yeah, you could see I did a pretty, that's a pretty bad job. I used like a plier thing to like cut around it, and you can't see it with this webcam because it fucking sucks, but like it's a really poor job of cutting. But I did my best. I got the cables in there. I pushed it down, did the crimping, and realized it was in the wrong order. And it didn't work. So I cut it and did it again with that cable. But that's kind of a blessing in disguise because I got to keep this. Of course, I'm not going to keep it after this. I'm just going to throw it away, or I'll burn it. I wonder what will happen. So this, yeah. Also, look at this. iPod. We had iPods back way back in the day. First ever iPods. This is not the first iPod, obviously. This still feels new. This still feels like a new iPod. Look at this. 160 gigabytes. And it's the old charger, but I'm positive it still works. Headphone jack. That's all you needed. And then touchscreen and the buttons. Yeah, these were brilliant, dude. These were fucking brilliant. iPod. This was the first ever iPhone. And this phone was amazing. Volume up, volume down. Mute and unmute or like vibrate. SIM card tray. Headphone jack. On and off button. And the home button. Wow, this iconic home button. With the square in the middle. How much they marketed that and everything. All the apps were like, oh man, this shit was so fucking cool. And the app, this is like the app, the curvature around the app is like the same fucking, it's so cool, man. It's iconic. It felt like the fucking future. It felt like the future. One button on a device. This was the iPhone 3G. This one was what? 8 gigabytes. This is the iPhone 3G. This was Afraaz's 16 gigabytes. Relatively similar. More curved. See, this one was like curved like this, and then it flattens out. However, this one kind of continues to protrude out a bit more. If you have it, then you know what I'm talking about. Smaller headphone jack area right here. Oh wow, wait, the camera's slanted. It's not on this, but it is on this. I didn't even notice that. And brilliant design. New speakers on the bottom. Screws down here, just like how they are on the later phones, like in the 5S. I unscrewed the 5S and took it all apart way before any of this. On a different 5S. We had multiple. This is always like an iPhone family. We've had iPhones from way back in the day. As you can see with the fucking 2G. I don't know why it was just called iPhone. I don't know why we called it 2G. I think it was because later, that like the next year, the iPhone 3G came out and we just assumed, oh, 2G. So, but that was literally because of 3G, like the technology that was first introduced on that phone. Or not first introduced on that phone, but that was the first phone that Apple made that had that technology on it. And then the 4. So they didn't continue it, but it still felt weird that I remember when they said, "Oh, it's iPhone 4." I was like, "It's not 4G? Why?" That was so weird. We were so used to the naming convention after 2 phones, and one of them didn't even have it. But yeah, this was still from working in that. No, this is not from working in the office. This is from school. Afraaz Student AutoCAD 2015. Serial key 90050019792. Product key 001GL. Or I, or 1. Not sure. And then I have in asterisks, all zeros are zeros. Yeah, I'm throwing that away. Um, and then I have these three drives right here. So this first one was the first ever flash drive I ever had, and my dad gave it to me. And all it does is it takes an SD card. It was like, I'm sure it had like a larger piece to it where it wasn't, you know, exposed. Um, but yeah, I think that just fell off or something. And there's a green light on here. You can see that little green light sticking out. And when you plug it into something, the green light turns on as you would expect, and it flashes as something is being transferred or put on up, read and write from the SD card. And it was so convenient because I was able to have like a bunch of SD cards to just swap out, but it wasn't that convenient actually. But it was super fun, and if I'd go to school and I'd plug in, people would be like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, this is my flash drive. It's pretty cool, right?" It's all like that, and it's probably not like because this is kind of sharp. Probably wasn't the best idea to do that, but it's pretty fucking cool. I don't know. I think I might keep that. I think I might use that because I don't have one. I do have one, but it's for a large adapter like dongle. But this is probably like USB 2 or 1. So it's going to be slow as fuck. But these are two actual legit flash drives, both ID Tech branded. So there's this one right here from ID Tech, which I mentioned ID Tech stories, and it's super smooth and green. And this one was 8 gigabyte. I wonder what's on here. I'm going to plug it in and check. I'm going to do that right now. Anything? Let's see. Um, Nothing. And it's 4 gigabytes, not 8. Fuck safely ejecting that. I'm on Windows 10. Fuck them. Um, I'll use this. 4 gigs? That's good enough for portfolio. Okay. And then there's this one, which is a 16 or 32 gig, I'm not sure. ID Tech Unreal Engine. This is when we did Unreal Engine. This is the one that me, Nair, and Nick went to, and it comes out like that. And I'm about to check this one too. Probably gonna be nothing on it because I'm good with maintaining my life, and I probably removed everything from all these drives and took out what I needed. Sixteen gigabytes. What is this? This might have been a plugin or something. Hold up. WNA 33 or not 3100. What is this? Oh, is this like the fucking adapter or like the driver for Ubuntu? No fucking way I put Linux on here. No, it's not Linux. I don't know what this is, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna bother to. This is nothing. Yeah, delete it. And another portfolio to give to people, like if I have a portfolio of music or photos or videos to show people, heck here, take it, check it out. When people are in the music industry and they have a lot of unreleased shit, they will oftentimes just give each other flash drives. to like record label execs and things like that, rather than sending them a link because it's unreleased and they want to show them unreleased stuff. So they'll literally put the song files on a flash drive. And this was, look at this, access 0/n or O/n on Emory University, Afraaz A, Java Programming 2015 Group 3, ID Tech. You can see on here it says ID Tech, and on here, that's me, that's my name, from ID Tech. There's some other, I found another GameStop Power Up Rewards card, and I found a Dave & Buster's rechargeable, which is not at all like the rechargeable that I had, and yeah. I gave my 11,000 tickets and $500 worth of chips card to my little cousins, or they're actually my nieces, but whatever. Names are Ruth and Myra. I gave it to them. I don't know how much of it they spent. I hope they spent a lot of it, because things are just going to get more and more expensive as time goes on. I want them to just splurge on it. I want them next time they go to Dave & Buster's to spend all the rest of it. But yeah. I wonder if there's anything on here. Oh well. I don't ever go to Dave & Buster's anymore, so if somebody finds it in the landfill, if you find this in the landfill, go for it. Use the card. See if there's anything on there. I doubt it. But trying to figure out what I do with all of these. I guess I should, if I'm already doing all this stuff, I should show them to my mom. Look at the old iPhones. And this, all right, yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, there was that sticker thing that I was missing, and there's also other things that I was missing. There's a electrical outlet thing that I did and I messed up on, and that was the first one I ever did for that one too that I'm missing, and I can't find any of these things, and I don't know why. I don't know where they are. This is ordered perfectly. I don't know how. I think this was. That's not intentional, but look at this. The cruise. Here's two other cards that I had, and as you can see, there is. See the little. The hearts right here. That's hole punched in there. And then there's another one right here. Opus Dining Room Deck 4. Dinner at 6:30. Oasis of the Seas. One of the most fun cruises I've ever been on. Probably like second or third. The most fun cruise was the Star Cruise with the arcade games, all the free arcade games. And we would wake up at like 6 a.m. because we were so excited. The moment we woke up, we'd go in there, me and Afraaz, and we'd just play arcade games all day. That one was the most fun. But this is probably second. Maybe third, maybe. There's a lot of cruises I've yet to truly experience like that. And I was too young for a lot of the like Disney cruise, Nickelodeon cruise. Not too young, but I was too young to remember, you know? So I gotta go back on them. And then this is also from the Oasis of the Seas. These two medals, which I won. This one in Mario Kart, I entered myself into the Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 8 one. What was 7? 3DS. Yeah, no, this was either Wii or 8. 6 or 8. And I got second place, so I got this. And then I entered myself into the Smash Bros. Tournament, and I got first. Which at the time was Wii U, I believe. Either Wii U or Brawl. They didn't have a Switch. No, this is before the Switch even came out. Maybe I think at the time we were like, oh my god, what's the Nintendo NX gonna be? Talking about all the shit that Etika said, right? But yeah, that's these things. Waste of the Seas. This is nothing. This is not like their logo or anything. This is just some fucking random medals that they probably got. Like, oh yeah, I give some medals to the kids. You know, pay like $2 for each medal. It doesn't really matter. They're gonna like it no matter what. And I did. Actually, it might be their logo now that I think about it, because they spent hella money on a lot of things. They were really, really detail oriented on that cruise. Now this stuff right here is from Mosaic and Illuma. So this is not particularly from Mosaic, but this was the I showed a movie pass card earlier. This was actually I believe the original one. Valid through 9/24. It's about to 2 years away, less than 2 years away. Card valid only on movie pass. Here's the card number. And yeah, rest in peace. This is the fucking. There's probably mold in here. There probably is. I'm gonna wash my hands after this. But this is the Old Spice that we wrapped with paper and just put a bunch of designs on it and said it's magic spray. See, like MAG. I don't know where it went, but yeah, said it's magic spray. And we would spray all the participants down after they got out of the shower and stuff like that. And this is from Illuma. The bag itself, the bag, not anything in the bag. I was going around, and I didn't have a bag to like carry some stuff, some like arts and crafts and shit that we would do and things like that. And I would always forget my bag, and one of the counselors was like, "Here, just take mine, and just give it back to me later on." And he completely forgot to take it back from me. I would have given it to him if I remembered. I just kept it with me the entire camp because it was so light. It's so lightweight. I just kept it on my back the entire camp. Um, and I this is actually kind of iconic because this is where I would sneak the sleeves of Oreos, and I packed this thing with sleeves of Oreos, and yeah, had a lot of fun with this bag. If I ever find that dude, I think that was Faisonba, or someone. I don't remember exactly who it was. I don't remember which one. If you want it back, you can have it. Sure. Like come get it. Come to Atlanta. I'll give it to you. But until then, I'm actually gonna keep using this because I do have a use for it. And yeah, let me put these away. Oh yeah. So here's just some like random stuff from Kane, right? Okay, I don't know what this is. See, I remember distinctly remembering what this was. I think you wrapped it around your ankle. If I remember, I don't remember what it was though. But this was from that. This is a hat. It's dirty and it needs to be cleaned. And it's a hat from Partnership Walk, which the squad will know about. And I'm going to. I'm going to throw it away. It's too dirty to clean. The stains are too deep. Here is some random fucking hotel things that I had lumped in with them. Playa, Senator. Yeah, these are out of the country stuff. These are not United States things. This is some fucking French thing, petite thing, whatever. Oh wait. Okay, I'll show you. I'll get a bit closer to the camera. So, this is a Katbataga, I think. That's how you say it. No, there's like another syllable. I'm missing a couple syllables, probably. Katbatag. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I don't know what this is called. But this is the thing The colors of Ismaili Muslims are like red and green, and you wear it around your wrist, and they wrap it around a few times, or you wear it around anywhere. Faraz has it around his ankle so nothing can like get in the way. It doesn't get in the way when he's like showering or doing anything. It's a really smart idea to have it over there. But they put it around, they wrap it a bunch of times, and then they tie it together, and you're supposed to keep it on. And you can remove it obviously, and they'll do it like that, but you can't cut it. You cannot cut it, and if you cut it, it's like unholy or whatever. And I not only cut it, I burned it. I was a Redditor, bro. I was a Redditor. I was like hardcore anti religion. But now I can appreciate these kinds of things. That's a really beautiful red they use. I don't like the green, but I like the red they use. It's not like a super bright and sharp red, but it's like it's just enough. Webcam can't do it justice, obviously. As usual, I need a better webcam. Um, why is it like? Let me do that. That's so much better. Um, my mom's not gonna let me throw this away. I mean, she won't know, but I'll feel guilty about it. I gotta give it back to her, and it's cut. Obviously, it's a string. It's not supposed to be like that. It's never supposed to be like that. I'm gonna give that back to her. There is these from when I was a volunteer, which is not. It's not all that voluntary now that I think about it, but yeah, you get a little uniform. You get these badges. This is from the Golden Jubilee thing. Um, this is just a normal volunteer badge. Everyone gets that. And this is my name. $100 for an outfit. Fucking crazy. This is all the smiley stuff. Look. Afraaz Ali on top of that. See that? This is the Holy Dua. And it's, I believe, oh, it's not in Arabic. Well, they have pronunciation, you know, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and then they have the meaning. And this is, oh, they do have it in Arabic as well. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. This is from when we went back to Kane, sprayed all those fire extinguishers. I've never made that story public, but I will one day. I'll leave it in the description. So the day that it goes public, you'll be able to see it in the description. This is a tasbih that I took, which is like, this is one of those things, you know, you're meditating and you need something to occupy your mind. You go and you say a chant, you know, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Allah, or Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, whatever. I don't know. You guys won't get these things, but, and you just go one by one. There's 11 beads on each little section. There's things separating them. Every tasbih has this, whether it be a little, you know, like plate in between or whatever it is. Every tasbih has this, or they might just be 11, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen that before. But for small ones, people keep around their wrist, because a lot of people keep them around their wrist so that they can carry it wherever they go. And these are really cool because you can, these are like metal inside, so you can actually bend these. And all of them came in like many different designs on here. You could see like that. And there were many different designs, and we'd bend them and screw around. And eventually we would try to untangle them. Like untangle them and make them just a line again. As you can see, they're just the thing, but tangled in some random weird design. They're all different. Because they're all handmade, actually. And so somebody made this by hand. And so there's 11 of these beads, 33 total. That's how many you say. You say 11 of the chant and the dua. You say 11 of each thing in like the tasbih. You say, and this is a tasbih, but the tasbih is also a prayer. And then there's like, you say 33 when you're on like the longer days, when you're going hard, and they're like important historical days and things like that. And everyone's standing and saying it all together all at once like a cult. No point in explaining how this kind of thing goes. You could probably find videos online, but this, damn, I want to keep it. I want to keep this. What would I do with it? Because I'm not going to meditate like this. No way. Actually, it's like a little fidget spinner. I'll keep it over here for now. But yeah, this. And then, oh, there's this. Okay, this is the squad shit actually. So when Raheem went to boot camp, military boot camp, because he's in the military. Uh, he sent me this. He sent me these. Look at this. Afraaz, August 31st. See that? And he sent me these letters. And I wrote him letters back, but I don't know where they are. But I have these, this one, and this one, and this one. Let me go over these and make sure there's nothing crazy in them. Company, basic training, drill sergeant, rigorous, all the way. Irrelevant, drill sergeant, however, letters, weekend, phone, parents, forgot, Humvees, pig, Raheem the pig. And there's this other letter that I got from him too. The thing is, I told him I sent letters with, like, news about car industry stuff, like, oh, the, you know, the Porsche GT2, the Huracan Performante beat the Nürburgring record, but then the Porsche GT2 came after, GT2 RS came after and beat that record by like 5 seconds or whatever. And I was sending him all this stuff, and I was trying to draw pictures of cars to send it to him. And he said, oh, for me, I'm very deprived of cars, and I can't read this handwriting, bro. Everyone drives pickups and SUVs. Since Caffeine Octane is coming up, I'd like some physical pictures of some nice cars. My one request is that you send me the pic of the most badass Mustang there is and an F-Type. Hey, I can respect that. I can respect that. He drives a modded Corvette on base. Ooh. There's another letter. Afraaz, first off, if you sent this fabulous yellow paper, you are fabulous. Yours truly. Yours truly, Pink Koji Clutch. I told y'all he Koji clutches like that. I told y'all. I'm giving this to squad. I'm giving this to squad. This belongs with squad, and so does this, which is the timer from way back when, from the first like major sleepover we all did back in 2010. I was 10 years old. I think Faison was probably 9. It was my 10th birthday actually. It was in the living room. We were all sleeping down there, and Faison kept setting this fucking timer. Hell no, don't go off. Okay. That's so fucking annoying. But we also got to put this. I also got to give this to the squad. This is from the fishing thing that we did, and this we completely fucked up the fishing rod, and these are the remains. There's this, which there's the button, and there's this. These are the remains of the entire fucking fishing rod from when we used to fish, like a couple times that we did. And we never really caught anything like that. That's for squad 2. This is an old belt I used to have. There's no way it would fit me. It is long enough, because I remember it was super long back then. Bro, this was the coolest belt ever. Look, it had 2 things. See that? It had 2 things, and there were these things everywhere. And they got really concentrated right here. But I never even used the concentrated side. I want to see if it still fits. This is super small. I remember it being way bigger. Like, this was pretty fucking big back then. It was, like, really wide, you know? I was, like, 8 years old when I started wearing this regularly. Oh, look at that. I'm onto the concentrated part now. What a fucking accomplishment. This looks terrible. This looks sexual. Yeah, I'm throwing this away. I doubt anyone in my squad might remember that one, because I wore that belt all the time. It was so cool. Faison does drop shipping, and he had many stores. I shouldn't say what they are, because even knowing about people's niches and having the confirmation that, oh shit, it works. This guy went from nothing to buying a house. Even knowing that somebody who's deep into the game and has done their due diligence and their wisdom and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, just knowing what they do is enough to get an advantage in the game. But he doesn't run the store anymore. There wasn't much money to be made. Legend of Zelda. Look at that. Little Triforce. It's a cheap AliExpress thing. There was a piece stuck on top, and there was another piece stuck on top of that. They both broke off over time. I used to have it on my keychain, then I had it on my car, and now I can't have it on anything because it doesn't stick to anything because there's no hook left on it. Cheap as fuck. Faison was like, "Hey, I got it in my dropshipping store. I'll just send it to you," and he just gave it to me, and he was right. It's cheap as fuck. I'm gonna keep it with this stuff actually. This is all like childhood stuff actually. Yeah, this is all childhood stuff. So here is the old Xbox controller. Let me take this out. The Xbox original, like Xbox, not the Xbox One, but the actual Xbox One. Because the Xbox One fucking sucks. But the first Xbox is amazing, and it looks incredible too. It looks like an Xbox. It has an X on it, by the way, if you didn't notice. We never had any wireless cables for the Xbox, I believe, but we did have wireless cables for the GameCube. Later on, we got a gray one and things like that. And there was a purple one too, like a purplish pinkish one, like a lighter one, not the default like purple bluish, the bluish one, but it was a different one. But yeah, check it out. Look at this huge fucking cable that goes in there. Look at that. And there's this Xbox. I don't know what these were for. We never used them. Beautiful placement. This was really weird. These buttons were hardly used in games because they didn't know what to use it for, and nowadays they're not used. But they would use it for things occasionally, and they would use it for like changing the camera or things like that. And it was weird. These were odd buttons, the black and white ones. I can see what they were going for. I mean, back then there was no like precedent for this kind of thing. It just so happened that the ABXY formula worked out so well, but it never needed to work out like that. And then the D-pad, which has always been kind of garbage until the Xbox One controller, and then the start and back button. There's a back button? I never knew there was a back button. I never knew there was any of these buttons. I couldn't read. Like literally I couldn't read. I would just play the games. And no bumpers. Only triggers. Interesting. There was even a bumper on the GameCube controller, which I have right here. But it's not called the bumper, it's just the Z button. Or ZR, or Z. Well, I mean, I guess it's just Z, but on other things it's like ZR, ZL, like the new 3DS and stuff like that. Because they'll have it on both sides, but this one was bumper. And even though it has a clickiness. See? So even though it looks like it's like it goes in, there is a clickiness to it. These are the triggers. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. All the way, extra click. Like a camera focus, shutter. Oh man, amazing, amazing. A, B, X, Y, C stick, and then these things that like lock it in place. Amazing, amazing. This was the best controller of any console ever made. This was literally the best controller. Try to find a better controller. Try to think of a single better controller than this one. You can't. I get what they tried to do with the N64 controller. A jack of all trades, try to make a controller for everything where you could decide which way you want to play it based on what game. Games didn't understand that, and they didn't use it to its fullest potential. But this, magnificent. Chef's kiss. Let's see. Got a bunch of games too. Need for Speed Underground Rivals on the PSP. Oh wait, hold up. I gotta take all this stuff and put all this stuff there. And I gotta send a picture of this. FaZe responded, he said, legendary. When I sent the Halo thing. There's this. Wait, what's inside? Nothing. GameCube. Mario Party 6. Mario Party 6! It's in here! Don't care. Not gonna play it. It was a fun Mario Party though. Maybe one day. Mario Kart Double Dash. Electronics Boutique. I've never heard of that store in my life. But yeah, this was the most fun Mario Kart ever. Action Replay DS. I have it. I'll show that too. NBA Live 2003 on the original Xbox. And it's NBA 2K7. As usual, we're mixing up the CDs with the discs with these. Oh my god, okay. The Chronicles of Riddick, right? Of fucking Vin Diesel. This was a scary game, dude. This game freaked me the fuck out. Especially like the healing things, like all the things getting poked in him or whatever. That shit was traumatizing, dude. Um, but then there was that one time where he got poked all the things and he got like 5 health bars instead of 4 natural ones. And I was like, oh shit, I'm a fucking god right now. That was really weird. Faraz enjoyed this game. He was like trying his hardest to actually like play it. I just wanted to play Midtown Madness 3. Because the Koenigsegg and the Corvettes and that one Lamborghini, not the Lamborghini, there was like a Ferrari Testarossa or Ferrari something, but that was a fun game. Lots of really cool cars in there. But inside the Chronicles of Riddick, there is a Russell Peters DVD. We used to watch a lot of. We used to watch everything. In here, on the original Xbox, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. And this fucking car, dude. The Murcielago, one of the best looking cars ever of all time. I gotta send this to him too. Because FaZe grew up on Need for Speed as well. Need for Speed, Underground, and shit like that. And I believe he was also on that Hot Pursuit 1 wave as well. But I never played Hot Pursuit 1 like that. $8. $8 used. Damn. What a fucking steal. And lastly, when Game of the Year actually used to mean something, the Game of the Year on the original Xbox, Halo Combat Evolved. The fucking legendary. Wait, let me see what's inside Need for Speed. I have it! There's nothing in here. Yeah. I could feel it. It's lightweight. But yeah. Those are all those games. Wait, I gotta send him Halo as well. And yeah, I'm gonna have to probably give Halo Combat Evolved back to Faraz. Wait, is this the? Oh no, this is. This is Need for Speed Underground Rivals, PSP. These game discs were so cool, dude. For the PSP, they were so cool. What else do we got? What else do we got? Are the lights getting dim? Oh, they're turning on. This is the sunrise lights. Let's see. So along with these game cartridges on the PSP, I was more of a DS kid, to be honest. There was like this whole like war between the DS kids and the PSP kids way back in the day in Kane. And you know what? Fuck the PSP kids. I get it. Music, right? But you ain't never experienced Picto Chat on a plane, dude. That shit's next level. That shit's fucking. That's the dark web. That's literally the dark web, dude. SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePantis. I can speedrun this game. I can't speedrun Flash Focus or Brain Age or any of those educational games that my mom bought, for me to use. She thought, okay, it's on the DS. Of course I'll play it. No, I didn't fucking play it. Oh shit, this was fucking iconic. This was such a fun game. Super, like, low-key, super fun game. I don't know if anyone actually talks about it, but it was Super Mario Advance 4, but really what it was is Super Mario Bros. 3. Dude, this shit was, like, peak gaming. Peak gaming. The fun factor of this game reaches the highest levels of any game. Let me put that back down. And Oh yeah, like I said, Action Replay DS. I have two of them. I don't know why. I think I don't know. Listen, I lost a lot of DS games. I lost a lot of DSs. I've lost over the course of my life like four DSs. Well, one of them got stolen. I know who stole it, but I could never get any proof. But yeah, two Action Replay DSs. Um, and of course, I don't have my original DSs anywhere. They're all gone. But I do have this stylus. It's different from the one I showed earlier. Same stylus, but it's different in that I found it. And then I have this, the 3DS, with no game inside, but this was a fucking technological marvel. This was a work of art, and it's beautiful, dude. It's beautiful. You got to see it in person. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the like the sparkliness on it. Oh my god, and the clickiness of everything, and mine still has the fucking retractable stylus. Retractable. And yeah, I would take this and go like, yeah, this is used. This is used hella. There's like thumbnail marks on the D-pad, or on the analog stick rather, and then the D-pad, and then each of these on. Wait, I know the meme. I doubt this will work, but yeah, no, it's out of battery. It's out of battery. It worked with the DS, but not the 3DS. Volume, SD card, 2 GB in here. I already fucking know it. I wonder what's in there. And then the 3D, on and off, ABXY, wireless connectivity switch. Amazing. Headphone jack, lights for on or charging, or battery versus charging. Crazy. And two cameras for 3D. So it pieces the images together and you get 3D. Crazy, dude. Fucking crazy. I'm still stunned. This is a work of art when it comes to hardware. There ain't many other things like this, bro. There ain't many other things like this. And I'm gonna give it to Zob because he's been asking me. He hasn't asked me in like 5 years. But way back then he was like, yo, you don't use your 3DS anymore. Let me get 3DS. And I'm like, bro, I might use it one day, you know? But now I'll give it to him. Here's this. Mario Kart Wii. See, I thought I was good at Mario Kart Wii until I saw like the pro fucking time trials peoples and the people who do like the fucking ultra shortcuts and things like that. I had the controller in here, no battery, but this was really fun to use. Let's see what else. Oh my god, yeah, there was this, which is the nunchucks, and if I ever had the opportunity, I would play with the nunchucks versus not playing with it always, every single time. I know when we played Smash Bros, me and the squad, we played Smash Bros. They play with one controller sideways like that, and they got used to it. That's why we're not pros, but I would still play with the nunchucks still. And then there was this case that I had on it, this like a rubber skin, right? Silicone, right? And it's so smooth, dude. It's so smooth and so perfectly machined, and it's perfect. It's perfect. I love this one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna throw it away. What else? Don't have that much stuff left. My old glasses. They look pretty familiar, don't they? Yeah, I've always had these rectangular Ray-Ban style glasses. I never ever, uh, well, when I was really little, I had, when I was 6 years old, I had red glasses that had Mickey Mouse at the end. That was so cool, but I broke them when I got mad one day. I threw a tantrum and broke them. Then I had blue glasses after that, and like I've had glasses for a long time. That's what I'm trying to say. But since I was like 10 or so, I've been wearing these style glasses and I never wore anything else. Um, oh, here's some foam Nerf bullets. And here is weights. Alright, cool. These are not supposed to, these lights are supposed to go from like completely dim to start to turn on. But they're like this because they were already on to begin with. Um, I have this from my old house, but it's not going to do anything because my fingers are on it and they're dampening the sound. Um, I have this, which we made way back out of paint, and then for us as an F for his name. We made it out of like we just painted these in some fucking thing. I don't know. We did a lot of crazy shit, a lot of like artistic expression shit when we were little. Tons of it. I'm sure everyone did, but yeah, now it's all coming back to me. We were doing this kind of stuff all the time, making, going to random art classes, doing like making clay fish and things like that, clay pots and stuff all the time. My mom might want this actually. Um, States and capitals rap. Rap, rap. States and capitals. This is just so I can learn. Rock and learn. Oh my god. Uh, this was from Disney World. Or something, yeah, Walt Disney World. Happy birthday, Afraaz. It wasn't my birthday. They just said it was so that we can get extra free shit. I don't think we even got anything, but we did buy this. We bought a lot of stuff. I don't know where any of it is. We bought this, and oh, the button doesn't. It's out of battery, but this is supposed to light up, I believe. Walt Disney World. What else? What else? What else? Okay, there's like nothing else left here. There's a few things left, but there's some of these. Some of these. These little stars that I used to have on my ceiling before I would go to sleep. They were on my ceiling for years, dude. So many years. I had a lot of beanies when I was little, because my mom would cut my hair and she'd make sure I had my hair short, while also making sure my head wasn't cold. So I wore a lot of beanies. None of these fit me now. These are very very tiny, like to show you, to give you, put in perspective how tiny these actually are. Like this is I think the smallest one out of them maybe. And let me come around. There's a cable in the way. So this one is I can still fit it over my head. And kind of fit it over the back. That's it. Wait, if I drop it all the way down, it works. It works. This is a legit beanie. But as you can see, it's a tad small. It's a tad small, just a tad. And the rest of these aren't any better. This one seems pretty small. Let me try it on. But it's stretchy. I can do it. I can do it. Can't even tell. I might just wear these actually. They're not clean at all. And if I was to wear one, it would be this one. It would be the criminal beanie. But there's like a bunch of hair and dirt all over it. Yeah, no. Um, I'm sure this has some significance. I just don't know what it is. Uh, this was a shell that I got. I named it Tim. It was from a vacation that we went on. Went to the beach and everything. I got it from like the gift shop. I didn't even get it from the beach. And I wanted a pet, so I grew an attachment to this because I watched that episode of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody where they got a horse named Tim and they got to keep it as a pet for like 10 seconds. And I really, really resonated with that. And I'm like, this is my new pet, Tim. If I can't have a pet horse, I'm going to keep a pet rock. And you know what? This is better than a pet rock because it's organic. Okay. Look at this. I had these Star Wars gloves with Darth Maul on them, and then I had this glove. Look at how big my hand is compared to this glove. It's such a little baby glove. That's so cute. I wonder if I'm gonna try to put it on. I can do it. I can, if I put my fingers all the way through, I can. I did it. These I think will be a bit easier. Maybe not. No, I can. There's a Velcro. I shouldn't, but it's dirty as fuck. This is dirty as fuck, dude. Okay, I'm stretching it to its limits. I'm 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 not like this is about all it goes. It will it Velcro? It will. Okay, this is actually kind of hurting my hand a little bit. Yeah, no. Wait, I didn't show it. Okay, let me bring this here. Ta-da! Okay. This Velcro sucks. Or it's just worn out over time. And the inside of this is kind of trash too. This whole glove sucks. I don't know why. It's just Darth Maul. It's just the fact that I had Darth Maul that I wanted it. But these are like, the gloves that I would go use to make snowballs. These are good gloves. These ones. But I always had big hands. When I was 10, my mom made me do this. Plaster of Paris. I like drew some stuff in here, but this was my hand. With like all of the imperfections and everything. Obviously, there's no holes like that in my hand. Those are bubbles in the plaster. We didn't do it right. But yeah. Yep, my hand is significantly bigger now. Not by much though. Not by much. I've always had really long fingers. Always. It's this is just really skinny. You could see like it's just really skinny fingers. My hand now is just a scaled up version of that. But in fact, my hand now might be even skinnier than that. If I bring in this a little, see? Yep. So these are a bit thicker actually. Damn, have I gotten skinnier? Nah. This is from my old shower curtain. This is a piece that used to have the hook on it, and it broke off, and now I just have it. Atlanta Falcons helmet. I used to have a little collection of coins. So, and my uncle used to give me a lot of big coins. I used to go there and be like, hey, well, big coins, let me get some big coins. Because it used to, not bitcoins, big coins, because it used to happen a lot. And he always had a different coin for me every time I'd go there. Um, and I don't know where any of those big coins are now. I think my mom has them, but I'd love to get them. Here's a Chuck E. Cheese token. Here is a putt putt no cash value golf and games token. Here is a 5 rupee coin from when I went to India when I was really little. Dude, 5 rupees is nothing. Ooh, this one I went to Dubai. This is a. I also went to Dubai when I was little. This is a United Arab Emirates. How many is this? I don't know. It says the number in Arabic, but I don't know what that says. This is some arcade coin that says Vegas. Yeah, and here's another Chucky coin. And another one. And here are 3 of those, you take the penny, you put it in the thing, you crank the thing, and it flattens out the penny. Defacing currency, even though that's illegal, but I guess, nobody really cares. So I have 3 of these from 3 different places that we went on vacation to when I was little. And here is the only big coin that I actually kept, which is fucking huge. A Chucky coin is about the size of a quarter. This is a Chucky coin right next to one of these. It's huge and it's heavy as fuck. And there's an eagle on it. I thought it was a silver eagle at first. It's just a $1 coin. Dude, I have $1 coins. And they're like the gold, like the, not actual gold, but they're like, the slightly bigger than a quarter $1 coin, slightly thicker and stuff like that. This is fucking huge. This is United States of America, e pluribus, unum, $1, 1974. I don't know who the fuck that is. But yeah, this is that. Yeah, it's like this. The eagle. I'd love to get my hands on the other big coins, but I have no clue where they are. My mom has to have them. My mom knows where they are. They're somewhere. My mom knows though. And the last thing I have to show is this. I have more to show, but later on, not now. From school, actually. I should have put this with the other elementary school stuff because I made this in elementary school. And it all comes right back to school. Afraaz painted on a little shirt. Obviously, it's fucking tiny compared to me right now, but not by much, actually. Um, I can't still wear it. Maybe, no. But yeah, it's all come right back to school. That was, what a fucking waste of a stream. I mean, I guess not really. Whatever. But I'm glad I got all that stuff done. This took like hours. This was not supposed to last this long. I've been streaming for 3 hours and 51 minutes. So, shit. I'm not putting this in the Road to Riches playlist. I'm not. I'm not putting any VODs in there from now on. I'm only putting clips. Gotta put those clips in there and get back to work. Goodbye, guys.